Middle of the night, 14 people thrown into the water after their boat capsized. Rescuers racing to find a mother and her 5-month-old baby. Rescuers eventually pulling all 14 from the water. But tragically, 27-year-old Sarah Sanchez and her 5-month-old daughter Antonella Garcia later pronounced dead at the hospital.
The heat wave roiling Western Europe this summer has toppled records for the months of June and July. Globally, so far, chances are growing this will be the hottest year ever. Governing bodies of soccer in Europe, the Americas, and Africa accusing FIFA of deception and a breach of trust over President Gianni Infantino's now ditched plan to sell stakes in the World Cup. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
$67 outside of our South Shore studios at 7:02. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Pilgrim Coin and Currency. Get the best value for your coins, antique jewelry, sterling flatware, even pocket watches from local professional appraisers. Pilgrim Coins just off Route 3 in Weymouth. A driver narrowly escaped injury after his car was struck by a commuter train in Cohasset. Police Chief William Quigley says that at around 12:20 yesterday morning, the driver of a delivery vehicle made a wrong turn onto the North Main Street Greenbush commuter rail crossing and became stuck on the tracks. The 33-year-old driver from Mansfield saw the approaching train and was able to get out of the vehicle and move to safety before the collision. He was not hurt. The commuter train struck the sedan and came to a stop just before the Cohasset MBTA commuter station. The car sustained significant damage and was totaled. None of the 15 passengers on board were injured. The train was heading towards Scituate. North Main Street was closed for over 2 hours, while Cohasset and MBTA Transit Police conducted an investigation. Chief Quigley praised the quick actions of the driver to exit his vehicle before it was struck by the train. WATD News Time, 7:03. More of the day's top stories still to come.
This is David from Pilgrim Coin and Currency, South Shore's premier rare coin and precious metals dealer. With more than 40 years' experience buying and selling precious metals and estate jewelry, our gemologist has both the knowledge and experience to pay the fairest prices for all your broken, unwanted, and estate jewelry. When you're looking for a unique gift, come in and see our ever-changing selection of vintage jewelry. For those interested in purchasing precious metals, Pilgrim Coin has access to a full assortment of gold and silver bars and coins. Trust in the experience of South Shore's only professional numismatist. We carry in stock a broad selection of coins and paper money to satisfy both collectors and investors. Would you like an expert opinion on an item in your collection? Trust in the experts at Pilgrim Coin for an honest evaluation of your coins, jewelry, sterling flatware, and even pocket watches. Pilgrim Coin, located near the intersection of Route 18 and 53 at 399 Washington Street in Weymouth.
WATD News Time, 7:04, and the news being brought to you by King Optical. Choose from thousands of custom frames or get replacement lenses crafted for your favorite pair of glasses. You can clearly see why they've been in business for over 70 years. Visit kingoptical.net. An East Bridgewater home was heavily damaged by fire. That blaze reported just before 11:30 Friday night at 522 Washington Street. Heavy fire was showing upon arrival of fire crews who immediately ordered a second alarm. It took firefighters nearly 4 hours to bring the flames under control because of the hot and humid weather. Firefighters from Whitman, Brockton, Hanson, and West Bridgewater assisted at the scene, while Halifax covered East Bridgewater Station. No one was injured, and the cause of that fire is under investigation. A clerk magistrate's hearing was held Friday to determine whether there is probable cause to charge Brockton Mayor Moses Rodriguez after a teen girl claims he touched her inappropriately during a parade that took place in May. State Police Captain John Santos gave testimony that included a statement from the alleged victim.
She was in the front line of the band. She turned the corner and she felt someone grab her. She stated that the person grabbed her by her waist. She didn't know what to do at the time and remembered looking to her right side and seeing the mayor, Rodriguez, pull her closer to him.
Rodriguez claimed he didn't remember anything improper occurring.
There's hundreds of people that attend this parade, and you're out there taking pictures with young kids, taking pictures with parents, people putting their arms around you, you putting your arms around people. I don't recall touching anybody or putting my arms around anybody in an appropriate way.
The mayor's attorney, Mark Lawton, defended his character.
Moises Rodriguez is one of the kindest.
The clerk magistrate did not issue an immediate decision on whether a criminal complaint will be issued. August is Purple Heart Month, honoring veterans who were wounded in action. Recently, the Plymouth Select Board approved requests by the town's 250th committee to paint a crosswalk and install a sign to commemorate the month. Town manager Derek Brindisi explains.
We had two members of the 250th Commemoration Committee present to the Select Board this evening. They've done some great work over the last few months, really celebrating the nation's birth 250 years ago. In particular, tonight, their proposal to the Select Board was to recognize Purple Heart Day, which is August 7th. And by doing so, they want to place a Purple Heart sign at Memorial Hall, and they also want to place an additional Purple Heart sign at Veterans Park. In addition to that, while they celebrate and have their event on August 7th, they would like to paint the crosswalks in front of Memorial Hall and the training green, both red, white, and blue. So the board was open to the idea. They thought it was a great way to continue some of our celebratory events for the 250th, and they approved those two requests.
A ceremony was held on Friday at Plymouth Memorial Hall honoring the sacrifices of Plymouth veterans. WATD News Time 7:08. Traffic and weather on the 9s next.
Harmful UVA, UVB sun rays are a bother. It's time to visit King Optical in Braintree for a new pair of sunglasses. Hi, I'm Dina from King Optical. The right prescription or even non-prescription sunglasses do make a difference. Come to King Optical and choose from traditional sunglasses, custom tinted, polarized lenses, or transitions lenses. We literally have thousands to choose from. At King Optical, we also offer walk-in express service. King Optical, 20 School Street West in Braintree, just off Washington Street, and online at kingoptical.net.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
And good morning. It is 7:09, and taking a look at the ride on the expressway around Furnace Brook, Adams Street. It's heavy from there up towards Columbia Road. The drive time right now, Braintree to Boston, at about 25 minutes. Route 3 on the northbound side is slow as you make your way up around Union Street. Not too bad at the Sagamore. Some company at the Bourne. 24 looks pretty good. 128, some pockets. 95 in Canton, up to 109 in Dedham. Overall, not too bad. So pretty light volume on the morning commute. We had some traffic light delays on 44 near 105 in Oliver Mill Park in Middleborough, but that's about it. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
Across Greater Boston, the Metro South and the South Shore, we're starting out with temperatures into the mid-60s here this morning. We've got another hot day waiting in the wings from hilltop to seashore. Look for an ample amount of sunshine. There will be a local sea breeze developing coming in out of the east-southeast. The high temperature away from our South Shore beaches, close to 90 degrees today, and it will feel hotter when you factor in the humidity. It'll be closer to the low 80s at our South Shore beaches, places like Nantasket and Duxbury. Coming up for tonight, there could be a few clouds early on, and then the sky should clear. The overnight low 65 to 70, sunny and hot for tomorrow. The high temperature in the upper 80s to near 90 with more of a westerly breeze. Mostly sunny for Wednesday with highs in the mid-80s, a little bit cooler at the coast. Showers return Thursday with top temps in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes for WATD. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
68 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 7:11. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
7 o'clock hour, the South Shore's Morning News, 95.9 FM, WATD. Great to have you here. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Keep in mind you can connect and be a part of the show. You can send a text message to our text line at 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. If you want to comment on any of the topics, or if there is something you want to pass along, feel free to do that, or you just want to reach out and say hi. That text line is always available for you. It's sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree, 781-837-4900. Coming up, we'll get to the morning sports. The Red Sox lose their series against the Athletics. They take 2 out of 3. The A's do. The Red Sox will try to get back in the winning column tonight when they are up in Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. We'll have more in the way in sports, and we'll also be checking in with our digital pro, Kim Commando, on 95.9 WATD. Well, let's listen to little audio here as we are starting another week, and this means in just a few hours, testimony will resume this morning in the murder trial of Lindsay Clancy. She, of course, the Duxbury mom accused of strangling her 3 kids in their home in Duxbury in 2023. This is the 3rd week of testimony. We did see Lindsay Clancy's defense attorney, Kevin Reddington, grilling the psychiatrist over Lindsay Clancy's treatment. There's going to be more of that today with some of the doctors and some of those that treated Lindsay Clancy or saw her, including Dr. Tufts. Let's get more now. Let's listen to a little bit of audio here. This is courtesy of WCVB and Emily Maha.
Lindsay Clancy's trial, when jurors arrived later this morning. Last week, they heard from 2 psychiatrists who treated Clancy the same month she's accused of killing her 3 children in 2023. One of them was Dr. Jennifer Tufts, who began treating Clancy in September of 2022. Tufts is also named as one of the defendants in a lawsuit filed by Lindsay and Patrick Clancy, alleging poor care contributed to Clancy's declining mental health. Dr. Tufts testified she saw Lindsay Clancy the day before the killings.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So definitely, I know the defense is going to be taking several shots, I imagine, at Dr. Tufts later today.
At any point in time on the 23rd, did she say she was planning to kill her children?
No, absolutely not.
And based on
The prosecution argues Clancy acted intentionally, while the defense says she was over-medicated and suffering from postpartum psychosis. Another headline from Friday, a warning from the judge to everyone in the courtroom. It came after a dispute over a hot mic comment during emotional autopsy testimony the day before.
Yeah, this is the other big moment. I'm sure you've seen the video of this as well, about the hot mic and who said what and did they say anything. The judge just said, we're not going to have any of this. So we want to make sure he shuts it down.
There'll be no warnings, no yellow cards. You're out. Read anything about this case.
Defense attorney Kevin Reddington alleges prosecutors said, quote, shut her up. Prosecutors say the comment was, quote, shut it off.
Yeah, it's one of those things you can listen back. I don't know. I mean, you can hear if you have in your head, you can hear it either way. So it depends on what you saw. I don't know. If anybody's hearing is great to know exactly what was. If Kevin Reddington's hearing is great, or if the district the assistant DAs heard it a certain way, or they felt they knew what they said. But in any event, then he got off and made a comment about Handmaid's Tale or something like that. But yeah, the judge said again, you got to, if anybody does say anything that's inappropriate and they have confirmation on that, you're going to be out.
Referring to the screen showing autopsy images. Testimony is set to resume this morning at 9.
All right, that is WCVB's Emily Maha reporting in Plymouth. There is testimony resumes today. It is the 3rd week of testimony in the Lindsay Clancy trial. 7:16 on WATD on the South Shore's Morning News. Coming up, we're going to get to the ride. And so far, not bad. A lighter volume on this Monday morning. Maybe some more vacation time. Sure, it's still summertime. We'll also get the morning sports and our digital pro, Kim Commando, coming up. But first, let's get a look at your money. Watching Wall Street.
From ABC News Wall Street Now, stock futures were mixed overnight as investors await details on a possible deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. On Friday, the major averages posted gains after monthly unemployment numbers suggested the Fed will hold interest rates steady. The same uncertainty over the direction of the U.S.-Iran conflict has again pushed crude oil prices higher. Consumer gasoline prices, though, have fallen back 8 cents in the past week to a national average just above $4 a gallon. An attempt at a comeback failed in 2013, but the owners of MySpace are hinting at a possible relaunch of the once mighty social media platform. Founded in 2003, MySpace eventually boasted 115 million visitors per month before it was overtaken by Facebook. And Krispy Kreme can't wait for the calendar to say that fall has arrived. Its autumn lineup of donuts will be available tomorrow. It includes a pair of new flavors, maple cheesecake and cafe mocha. Jim Ryan, ABC.
By the middle of the week, so much news has come your way, you need your own team to sort it out. Lucky for you, there's Jared Valenzola and the JV team to talk about the things you've heard and catch you up on some things you might not know.
I'm Jared Valenzola. Join me and my guests as we have fun with current events and try to put things into perspective each week. Sponsored by Corey Welch of Boom Realty. Catch the JV team every Wednesday night at 6:15 here on 95.9 WATD.
7:18 on WATD. We'll get to traffic and weather for you coming up next on the 9s at 95.9 WATD. First, this story from ABC's Chuck Severston. A child forces cancellation of a jetliner flight. He is just not ready to fly.
A Porter Airlines flight in British Columbia was canceled last week after a young child refused to sit down and buckle up. The airline says the parent and crew repeatedly tried to secure the kid, but it was no use. The plane returned to the terminal at Victoria International Airport. Removing the parent and child and their luggage delayed the Toronto-bound flight past the airport's runway closure. All remaining passengers had to get off. They were rebooked.
It's ABC's Chuck Severston reporting. All right, the time now is coming around to 7:19. Back out to the roads we go. WATD's traffic and weather. We update it every 10 minutes on the 9s, and we are looking at a decent ride this morning as volume has been on the lighter side for sure along Route 3 on the northbound side. No reports of any delays from Plymouth up into Weymouth. Got a little bit of a pocket up in the Braintree stretch, but that's about it. The southbound side, not too bad at the Sagamore. A little bit of more company at the Bourne Bridge, getting on Cape there. 44, some traffic light delays near 105 in Middleborough. 24 looks good. 128 north. Sluggish 95 to 109. And the expressway looks like we picked up some trouble here. We've got a crash that's coming in southbound on the expressway at East Milton. And you're back to Granite Ave. The northbound expressway is heavy from Adams Street up towards Andrews Square. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, the updated South Shore weather. And thank you, by the way, to road reporter Paul, who helped us out with that crash southbound. Thank you, Paul. He says, again, that's southbound on the expressway, that crash in the left lane. Just after Squantum Street near East Milton. So thank you so much to road reporter Paul for the update on that. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather, and it's being sponsored by Cross Insurance. For all your home, auto, and business insurance needs, contact Cross Insurance on Ocean Street in Marshfield. Cross Insurance. And here is meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Across Greater Boston, the Metro South and the South Shore, we're starting out with temperatures into the mid-60s here this morning. We've got another hot day waiting in the wings. From hilltop to seashore, look for an ample amount of sunshine. There will be a local sea breeze developing coming in out of the east-southeast. The high temperature away from our South Shore beaches, close to 90 degrees today, and it will feel hotter when you factor in the humidity. It'll be closer to the low 80s at our South Shore beaches, places like Nantasket and Duxbury. Coming up for tonight, there could be a few clouds early on, and then the sky should clear. The overnight low 65 to 70, sunny and hot for tomorrow. The high temperature in the upper 80s to near 90 with more of a westerly breeze. Mostly sunny for Wednesday with highs in the mid-80s, a little bit cooler at the coast. Showers return Thursday with top temps in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes for WATD. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thanks, Josh. And right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, 69 degrees at the weather station, WATD. Sports next.
Searching for ways to save on your insurance premiums? Hi, I'm Carol from Cross Insurance, with local offices in Braintree and Marshfield. Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance want to help you save. Did you know that increasing the deductibles on your homeowners and auto insurance could help lower your insurance premiums? Plus, by insuring both your home and car with safety insurance and cross insurance, you could potentially save up to 20%. Safety insurance has numerous coverage options, competitive pricing, and a broad selection of discounts, including a customer loyalty discount, good student, and a discount for paying your policy in full. With more than 75 years in business, Cross Insurance has the local experience you need and the great service you deserve. Our team is here to answer any questions you may have about coverage options and available discounts. If you're searching for savings, call Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600 to get started. That's Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600.
Time now is 7:22, WATD Sports. WATD Sports is sponsored this time around by 95.9 WATD.com, your source for local news. We'll have our Pet of the Week up there as well. You can also get the link to our YouTube feed at 95.9 WATD.com. We got the YouTube feed fired up. Lord Hadaway checking in. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Dan. He's looking forward to watching Bridgewater play in the Little League World Series game. Yeah, WATD Radio on YouTube if you want to watch the show. You can watch it now. Hopefully stick around. I know the World Series Little League game, the regional game anyway, is going to be on, I think, during our final, it'll start during our final hour. So hopefully we can keep you till 9 at least. We're on the air till 10, but I get it. WATD Radio on YouTube if you want to watch the show. You can watch myself here in the studio, and Dan, when he's reading the news, will be in that room over there right now. But right now he is gathering and putting together yet another stellar newscast. That's what he does in between newscasts. WATD Radio on YouTube. All right, so we'll start with the Red Sox, and then we'll get to the Little Leaguers. But the Red Sox lost to the Athletics. This was a close one. 4-3 would be the final score. Max Muncy hit a tie-breaking RBI double for the Athletics off the Green Monster in the 9th inning against closer Aroldis Chapman. And the Athletics rallied to beat the Red Sox 4-3 for their first series win after losing 12 straight. Also, A's shortstop Jacob Wilson set a major league record for his position, playing his 111th consecutive errorless game, surpassing the Orioles' Mike Bordick 110, who had that. That was last done in 2002. Tonight, the Red Sox will be in Toronto. They look to get back in the winning column. They begin a 4-game series against the Blue Jays. First pitch will be at 7:07. Sonny Gray will be on the mound for the Red Sox. Don Nelson, the second winningest coach in NBA history, has died at the age of 86. Nelson won 5 titles as a player with the Boston Celtics, though he never won one as a coach. He is one of 2 coaches in NBA history to have at least 250 wins with 3 franchises: Milwaukee, Dallas, and Golden State. Don Nelson was 86. Professional women's soccer, and it was the Portland Thorns beating the Boston Legacy 4-3 yesterday. All right, so the Little League Regional Tournament continues in Bristol, Connecticut. Bridgewater representing Massachusetts, and so they have to win 3 games to advance to the next round. And they won game 1 on Saturday against Maine, 7-0. So this is their second game. They'll face Vermont. That'll be at 9 a.m. as Bridgewater is representing Massachusetts, the second time in 3 years that Bridgewater is representing the Commonwealth. And that is our update on sports on WATD. Coming up next, our digital pro, Kim Commando, on 95.9.
Few make it big in motorsports, but the real reward for most is the joy of competition. I'm Miles Heeger. The excitement and danger of motorsports are the reasons drivers love to race and why fans keep showing up. Join me and my guests each week as we discuss the local short tracks while also sharing opinions and insight on the National Series. Tune in to Miles on Motorsports, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. here on 95.9 WATD.
The South Shore's Morning News. Hear it live. Stream it online. Watch the show. Or catch the podcast anytime at 959watd.com.
WATD Radio on YouTube. You can watch there. And our studio is sponsored by Coastal Heritage Bank. Thank you so much to Coastal Heritage Bank. They've been great partners, so I really appreciate. And that's where I have an account at Coastal Heritage Bank. And You should too. Coastal Heritage Bank. We have Bob Terravecchia, the chair and CEO, every Thursday morning at 8:10 to talk with us. And great to have support of a local organization. That's what it's all about. Local supporting local. And that's what we love here at WATD. Community focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF. Coastal Heritage Bank. All right, it's time now to check in with our digital pro, and we have Kim Commando on a Monday morning. Kim?
The backlash is growing, and it's creating frightening headlines. Just how much trouble is Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses in? I'm Kim Commando for NetSuite. AI isn't the future, it's here. For the first time ever, you can try NetSuite Next for free. If your revenues are over 7 figures, visit netsuite.ai/Kim. In 2014, Google was very optimistic about its new smart glasses, but Google Glass was a spectacular failure. 10 years later, Mark Zuckerberg's Meta tried it again, this time using Ray-Ban designer frames and proprietary electronics. You see, the glasses can quietly record video of everything the wearer sees, and usually no one notices. ABC's late-night host Jimmy Kimmel called them pervert glasses, and right out of a PR nightmare, the name stuck. Restaurants, gyms, and so many businesses have banned them. Anyone wearing them will be asked to leave or take them off. There's even an app to alert others when these glasses are nearby, and they do work. But can they survive? Keep tech smart with my free newsletter at getkim.com.
All right, it is 7:28 on the South Shore's Morning News. Rob Hakala with the morning team, and a couple of text messages coming in on a rock singer, musician Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull is celebrating his birthday, 79. So this is for our listener Denny, who loves Jethro Tull. And Matt from Pembroke, good morning, Rob and Danny, says, I saw Jethro Tull play at the Cape Cod Coliseum back when I was going to college, probably around 77. The Doobie Brothers were the opening act. Actually played jazz music in the mid to late 60s, and everyone knows all of their famous songs. The album that came out, Songs from the Wood, was an obscure album, but really had some great music on it. You could actually play that stuff on WATD today. Oh, really? Okay. All right, so Jethro Tull's Ian Anderson. Happy birthday. He is 79. Thank you to Matt and Denny for the comments on that. All right, 7:29. WATD traffic and weather. We updated every 10 minutes on the 9s. And Road Reporter Chuck checking in. Oh, Road Reporter Chuck, Road Reporter Emeritus. He is still out there this morning. He loves convertibles. He says Route 3 south from Duxbury to Hyannis, a Warp Factor 8 ride. Drive beautiful. Drive beautiful. Warp Factor 8 drive, beautiful day. Be safe. Thank you, Road Reporter Chuck. Route 3, not too bad this morning. Occasionally, you'll have some delays at the bridges getting on Cape, but not too bad. Route 3 north, we had reports of a possible slowdown near Route 14 and Duxbury, and then again near Union Street. On the expressway, we want to thank our road reporter, Paul, checking in, who reports the left lane crash. Police and fire on scene. This is southbound expressway in the area near Squantum East Milton. Traffic's going to be back towards Columbia Road. Northbound expressway is slow from Furnace Brook up towards Southampton Street. 128 northbound is busy from 95 in Canton up to 109 in Dedham. South Shore weather for today, mix of sun and clouds, 89 tonight. Clouds, a risk of a shower or thunder shower, low 67. Tomorrow, sun, a few wispy clouds, 87. 69 in Marshfield, 7:30.
The South Shore's Morning News on 95.9 FM WATD.
69 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 7:30. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Weemeyer Dentistry. Experience quality care with state-of-the-art equipment that will exceed your expectations every step of the way. Online at weemeyerdentistry.com. 2 people injured in a crash in Duxbury. 2 vehicles collided at the intersection of Summer and Franklin Streets just before 1:30 Saturday afternoon. A pickup truck was flipped onto its side by the impact. 1 person reported trapped. That crash under investigation. Lindsay Clancy's defense attorney Kevin Reddington accused the prosecution on Friday of making inappropriate remarks about the client on a hot mic the day prior. Reddington claims he heard the prosecution say, quote, "Shut her up," as Clancy broke into tears while the court viewed autopsy photos of her youngest child. After morning recess on Friday, Reddington came back into court telling Judge William F. Sullivan his concerns.
Your Honor, first of all, I want to raise an issue with you. And I think it's really... No, I don't want to go to the sidebar. I really don't want to go to the sidebar.
I need to know what you're going to talk about before...
I want to tell you that they got picked up on a hot mic saying, "Shut her up," during the playing of that autopsy. This is not like Handmaid's Tales where you're going to tape them up.
Listen, I'm not doing that at all. I just want to find out what the issue is. There's a lot of privileged issues, and then you can tell me that, and then...
But before court broke for lunch, Sullivan addressed the room, saying he would not tolerate any inappropriate behavior.
Before we recess, I just want to make a comment. I just want to make it real clear that there is to be no inappropriate comments or disruptive comments to be made inside of this courtroom. If anybody is found to make those, they will be immediately escorted out and barred for the balance of this. All right, I just want to make that real clear. And just in case you're wondering, there are microphones all around. And so if I get a report of that, there's going to be some serious issues and serious problems. So I just kind of wanted to put that out for everybody so it's crystal clear. There's going to be no warnings, no yellow cards. You're out. All right, so I just kind of want to make that real clear.
Lindsay Clancy has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder over the deaths of her children, 5-year-old Cora, 3-year-old Dawson, and 8-month-old Callan. During day 9 of the trial, jurors heard testimony from people who interacted with Lindsay prior to the murders, including physicians who treated her. The trial will resume this morning at 9 a.m. in Plymouth Superior Court. WATD News Time, 7:34. More of the day's top stories still to come.
Dental problems always seem to occur at the most inconvenient times. I'm Dr. Sean O'Brien of Weemeyer Dentistry. Don't let a broken tooth or dental infection ruin your plans. Let our team of hygienists and dentists show you why so many people trust us with their smiles. We offer the latest in dental technology in our comfortable, state-of-the-art facility. If you're looking for a dental office to call home, call us today, 781-934-5292, or find us on the web at weemeyerdentistry.com.
WATD News Time, 7:34. News being brought to you by Cape Cod 5. Passionate about supporting the financial wellness of individuals, families, and businesses across southeastern Massachusetts. Visit their new location on Commerce Way in Plymouth today. Iran's foreign minister says a plan with Oman to reroute ships in the Strait of Hormuz doesn't mean the strait will open, but that an open waterway will be up to the United States. Donna Warder reports.
Iran is signaling progress on a plan with Oman to establish new maritime rules through the Strait of Hormuz, which was considered an international waterway before the Iran war. 2 people familiar with the talks say the temporary deal would have ships entering the strait near Iran and exiting near Oman. Ships would transit without paying fees or tolls during the interim period. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says the establishment of new maritime routes does not mean the Strait of Hormuz will be opened. He says an agreement on the routes may be reached, but reopening the Strait of Hormuz depends on a separate set of conditions being met, and those conditions are being conveyed through intermediaries. Iran's Supreme National Security Council said on Saturday that the strait would not reopen until the U.S. corrects its behavior. I'm Donna Warder.
Firefighters contained a natural oil fire at a chemical manufacturing plant in Quincy Point. The two-alarm fire broke out just after 7:30 Saturday night at the Twin Rivers Technologies plant on Washington Street near the Four River Bridge. Heavy black smoke could be seen pouring from the plant. The fire was contained with no injuries reported. The plant makes fatty acids and glycerin made from coconut and vegetable oils that are used in the manufacture of a variety of products, including soaps, cosmetics, and textiles. The plant was once owned by soap manufacturer Procter & Gamble that closed in 1995. National Night Out Against Crime now has expanded to National Month Out Against Crime with many more local communities.
Weather permitting, they'll get helicopters will usually show up. You'll get like the Sheriff McDonald's Command Center will show up, and you'll get all sorts of fire vehicles and police vehicles, motorcycles. All the kids will have an opportunity to go in there. They get little things from the police and the fire, plastic little fireman helmets and things such as that. They're allowed to go into the, under supervision, of course, onto the equipment.
Plymouth County District Attorney Tim Cruz says the event is a way for local law enforcement to interact with the community in an informal way with food, fun, and lots of activities. You'll find the Massachusetts State Police helicopter. You can pet comfort dogs, see the cruisers, and more. Cruz adds that people can also find out about helpful services they may need.
People should always understand that, you're not alone. These are difficult times for everybody. Mm-hmm. And if you want help, it's there. And this is right there in front of you. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to them at the event, take their information. You can call them up and have a conversation with them, and you might be able to get the help that you need.
You can check out your local town for area listings for the National Night Out. And how to spot the Perseid meteor shower, a summer light show that promises to dazzle, Julie Walker reports.
Astronomers say viewing conditions are promising for the Perseid meteor shower this week, peaking Wednesday night with a new moon preventing moonlight from spoiling the show, says astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Moonlight dramatically reduces how many meteors you can see. The dim ones just are completely washed out by moonlight. So on that day, it's been called by some the stargazers' heaven.
About 50 to 100 meteors per hour may be visible under ideal conditions.
Because it's summertime, people just hang out on the beach, like all night. And so that works. There's some meteor showers in the winter. No one is going to hang out on the beach after midnight. So that's what makes the Perseid meteor shower perhaps the most remembered and the most celebrated.
Meteor showers happen when Earth plows through trails of debris left by comets or asteroids. The Perseids come from comet Swift-Tuttle. I'm Julie Walker.
WATD News Time, 7:38. Traffic and weather on the 9s next.
At Cape Cod 5, we believe financial strength isn't built alone. It's built together. From saving for a home to working toward retirement or planning for the future, we're here to provide tools, guidance, and personal service to help you move forward with confidence. And our team of community bankers will partner with you every step of the way because we care about your financial goals. And together, we can help you achieve them. We look forward to helping you. CapeCod5.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 401717.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
All right, got a tough ride along the expressway southbound. We have a crash. It was reported to be in the left lane between Squantum Street and East Milton. Southbound expressway traffic is slow. I'm going to say it's back towards Columbia Road, or just after Columbia Road, around Columbia, Savin Hill area. It's going to be heavy from there down to the crash. The southbound expressway, it's about 34 minutes from Boston to Braintree. Northbound's heavy with volume, Furnace Brook to Southampton Street, 26 minutes, and the northbound drive. Route 3 on the northbound side, we had some pockets approaching the work zone near Route 14 in Duxbury, and then some slowdowns up by Union Street. Southbound occasionally slowing down at the Sagamore and Bourne Bridge, a little busy up and over the bridge. 24 not bad, 128 7095 in Canton up to 109 in Dedham. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
At the Blue Hill Observatory, the sun rose at 5:46 this morning, the beginning of another hot day. We had a top temp of 91 on Thursday. 92 on Friday, 90 on Saturday, and 90 on Sunday. So this is a 4-day heat wave. And remember, the idea about a heat wave is that you must have 3 days or more of 90-degree high temperatures. Blue Hill and many other spots away from the coast will have a top temp of 90 again here for the day today, with an ample amount of sunshine. An east-southeasterly sea breeze will provide some relief. Places like Nantasket Beach, Duxbury Beach, their temperatures will be into the low 80s. Coming up for tonight, we should find patchy clouds and starlight. Overnight low temperatures will be between 65 and 70. For tomorrow, look for an ample amount of sunshine, another hot one. Your top temp into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees with a westerly breeze. We'll find an ample amount of sunshine for Wednesday. Your top temp into the mid-80s. It will be just a little bit cooler at some of our coastal extremities. And then showers return for Thursday. Highs will be in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes for WATD. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
70 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready. Coming up on 742, the South Shore's Morning News continues now on 95.9 WATD.
Dan McCready, thank you so much. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Dan, happy Monday. Did you have a good weekend?
I did.
Anything special for you with early August? Did you enjoy the weekend?
I did.
It was a warm one.
It was. And
any beach or pool time or any fun adventures?
I finally saw the Audacy.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, please, can you share? This is the film with Matt Damon, based on a poem by Homer. Right, we're going back a long time, but this is...
Yeah, I mean, there are some differences between the movie.
Well, yeah, it's a movie for modern audiences. I get that. It's long, right?
Very long. It's about 3 hours.
3 hours. And I guess everyone wants to see it on a certain IMAX millimeter.
And I did.
You did?
I saw it in an IMAX, yes.
Okay. Now, that's what I've heard. People said for the full experience, you really should see it in IMAX. Overall, thoughts about the film? Do you recommend people see it? I mean, do you think it should be something you see in the theater as opposed to waiting for home?
I thought it was pretty good overall. It was long. I will say that.
A little slow at times, or
it was just long.
Yeah, long.
It was just long, I would say. And like I said, it did vary a bit from the original story. So if you are going to be expecting it to stay really close to it, it varied a bit here and there. Very good cast, though, I have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlize Theron was in it.
Oh, wow.
Anne Hathaway was in it. Of course, Matt Damon. And John Leguizamo, which was a bit of a surprise.
Yes. Okay, and this is a Christopher Nolan film, right? So, all right, so a good cast. It's long.
Great special effects, by the way.
Great special effects. Okay, so I mean on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you, Dan McCready, being that you have a pretty good film background, so I really appreciate your insight. What would you say?
I'd say overall it was good. Scale, I don't know. Maybe like an 8 or an 8, I would say.
Okay. 8 out of 10 is pretty good. So I have yet to see it. Do you have any words on Audacy? Would you persuade me to go see it? I would like to see it at the
I
movie
think
theater.
it's worth a watch.
I'm going to go see. There is some movies that I want to see. My wife wants to see the new Spider-Man movie. And also she wants to see, I guess there's a live Moana or something like that.
And speaking of which,
yeah.
And that's interesting you bring up Spider-Man, because both Tom Holland and Zendaya were in Odyssey.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, and they're in Spider-Man. Okay.
Yeah, so he's competing against a movie
himself.
He's in. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure either way he wins. I'm
I mean,
sure.
Tom Holland's in a pretty good spot right now, so you can't dispute that.
I think so. Okay. All right. Well, that was good. I'm going to play a little bit earlier, if you don't mind, Dan, to indulge me in my my Star Trek nerdism. You know where I went to this weekend? Fan Expo Boston.
Nice.
I went to the Thomas Menino Convention Center, and I went over there on Saturday with the plan to and William Shatner, by the way, was there again this year.
Oh, he was. Okay. Well, I wish I had known.
I got his picture a few years ago with him, so I didn't do it this time. I didn't get to see him. Mel Gibson was giving a talk. He was there. I went with the plan to go meet William Riker, Jonathan Frakes, who played Commander Riker. because I have a photo with Captain Kirk and I got a photo with Commander Data, and I wasn't going to pay. You could get one with like 3 of them, including Brent Spiner and Gates McFadden, who played Dr. Crusher. But it was good. I mean, I don't get dressed up, but people love wearing Star
they
Trek
come out
outfits.
all decked out in that, yeah.
People that love comics, I know that's like another whole thing that people are into in terms of, boy, that guy is always on schedule every week.
Yes, he is.
You got to give the folks that do our lawn care here, they come in. If you're a Monday listener at 7:45, they are like right on the button, aren't they?
They pretty much are, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Which
really
is
good.
what's what we want them to do.
It's what you want in a lawn care service. All right, so there you go. But it was good. So I'm going to play a little audio. I interviewed some people, and I'll show the picture of me and Jonathan Frakes a little bit up on YouTube later on. So we'll do that.
Nice.
Coming up as I get to be a little bit of a nerd. But they do have special guests that come in. If you were a Lord of the Rings fan, you would have loved to go because they had Sean Astin there, who, of course, is also now the president of
SAG-AFTRA. Yeah, he's a national union leader.
So he was in town. He also met with the local SAG board, which was cool while he was in town. He was there. He plays Samwise Gamgee, I believe. Elijah Wood is, of course...
Frodo?
Frodo. What am I going to say? Yeah. And they had John Rhys-Davies, I believe, was there. He plays Gimli, I think the dwarf. And so they had a bunch of those stars there, and you could even have a second breakfast with the Hobbit cast on Sunday. They'll do anything for $1 as well. So there's a lot of fun things if you love that sort of thing. I think the next one's going to come, Dan, next year in December. So I'll try to tell people ahead of time who's coming to let you know.
Please
if you'd like to go and to take it in, because it's a fun take. It really is. It's a 3-day event. I just went 1 day, but I'll play some audio. I caught up with some fellow Star Trek fans.
So the Force was with you.
Man. Hey, he's giving it to me. All right. I was so I was in my company yesterday with some people that were there to see William Shatner, and so we'll talk a little bit about that in the 8 o'clock hour. We had a couple of people commenting this is the 3rd week of the Lindsay Clancy trial. There's going to be certainly a lot of, I think this is the time where Kevin Reddington, the defense, is going to question that psychiatrist, Dr. Jennifer Tufts.
Yeah, I believe he's supposed to do that today.
That's, I think, something that a lot of people, this is the psychiatrist that met with Lindsay Clancy a day
and also
before the killings.
A subject of a lawsuit.
Yeah, you can go and you can see there's a ton of people that are mentioned in this lawsuit. Do you know if it's, this is a good question, so is it Lindsay Clancy and her ex-husband?
Believe so, yes.
Okay, that are filed that lawsuit. Okay, we'll see what kind of, I saw that Dr. Jennifer Tufts, she still exists, but you can't find a direct link from her website. So I don't know if she's still with the company or if she's on a leave of absence, depending on what happens here. You wouldn't want to be in that spot. I don't know how much you can predict future behavior. Were there warning signs? I guess that will be the deciding factor of the jury if they feel that she was criminally responsible or not. Kevin Reddington, of course, making mention about The Handmaid's Tale as he is getting driven. I mean, you have to, whether you like this guy or not, he knows exactly what he's saying. He knows what he's doing. This guy's been through a lot of trials. He's like a grizzled veteran, isn't he?
Yeah, and I'm
saying everything he says is for a reason and on purpose.
And I will say this: when we had, Liam Scully on to talk about
it was a good interview.
Yeah, he's a defense attorney. He's defended cases where he's had clients he was trying to argue were not responsible due to mental illness, and that's not an easy defense to make.
No.
I mean, that can be a very hard case to prove, and that's where Kevin Reddington is right now.
Yeah, no one is saying that this woman is innocent. Everybody knows that this is what she did, and she's never going to have a normal life, and nor could she. But I guess whether she's criminally responsible, that's what's at the heart of this.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Also, let's see. Brian said, did you notice the judge has apparently watched a lot of the World Cup? He did do a yellow card reference.
Did.
So that would definitely come, I imagine that was a World Cup reference he's throwing in there. No yellow cards, by the way. He says if you make any inappropriate comment, you're out of there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Week 3 begins soon, Dan.
Yeah, but about a little over an hour.
A little over an hour from now. So we'll be covering that and, of course, be bringing you more audio on that. Thank you, Dan. All right, it is traffic and weather time now on WATD, and the ride on the expressway headed southbound. Got a crash at East Milton. You're back to South Bay. Northbound expressway is slow. Furnace Brook up towards Columbia Road. Route 3 a little busy at Route 14 and again near Union Street. Southbound a little slow at the Sagamore. 25 East a little busy at the Bourne. Got some returning traffic from the Cape on 495 northbound building near Route 44 in Middleborough. And 24 a little slow near 139 in Stoughton. And the ride on 128 northbound is busy. 95 in Canton up towards Great Plain Ave in Needham. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Let's get the details. And we have meteorologist Josh Nichols with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather. And it's being sponsored this morning by the South Shore Conservatory. It's time to start planning for fall classes.
Across Greater Boston, the Metro South and the South Shore, we're starting out with temperatures into the mid-60s here this morning. We've got another hot day waiting in the wings from hilltop to seashore. Look for an ample amount of sunshine. There will be a local sea breeze developing coming in out of the east-southeast. The high temperature away from our South Shore beaches, close to 90 degrees today, and it will feel hotter when you factor in the humidity. It'll be closer to the low 80s at our South Shore beaches, places like Nantasket and Duxbury. Coming up for tonight, there could be a few clouds early on, and then the sky should clear. The overnight low 65 to 70, sunny and hot for tomorrow. The high temperature in the upper 80s to near 90 with more of a westerly breeze. Mostly sunny for Wednesday with highs in the mid-80s, a little bit cooler at the coast. Showers return Thursday with top temps in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes for WATD. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Josh, thank you so much. And right now outside our studio, 71 degrees in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD. We'll have a look at sports next.
Are you interested in giving your child a gentle yet complete introduction to the art of dance? South Shore Conservatory's SSC School of Dance takes an individual approach within a non-competitive, technique-driven group class environment. Our experienced teaching artists create a welcoming space where every child can build confidence, develop strong fundamentals, and discover the joy of dance. Learn more at sscmusic.org or call 781-749-7565. South Shore Conservatory, enriching the lives of students of every age through music and dance.
$7:53, time now for WATD Sports. Good morning. I'm Rob Hakala. All right, so a loss for the Red Sox yesterday at Fenway. Sox losing to the Athletics, who rallied to get a 4-3 win. Max Muncy hit a tie-breaking RBI double off of the Green Monster against closer Adolis Chapman in the ninth. Athletics rally, also a record broken as well. That's right. A's shortstop Jacob Wilson set a major league record for his position, playing his 111th consecutive errorless game, surpassing the Orioles' Mike Bordick's 110 that was done in 2002. The Red Sox tonight will begin a 4-game series against the Blue Jays in Toronto. First pitch, 7:07, Sonny Gray expect to get the start for the Red Sox. The Little Leaguers, Bridgewater, playing again today. The Little Leaguers of Bridgewater representing Massachusetts in the regional tournament that's underway. The team has to win 3 games. They won their first one against Maine on Saturday, 7-0. Today they will face Vermont at 9 a.m. Women's professional soccer, the Boston Legacy lose to the Portland Thorns 4-3 yesterday. And now let's get an update on the national sports. We're going to do that now with the Associated Press as we get a recap of sports going on around the country on WATD.
AP Sports, I'm Lisa Dwyer. Atlanta Braves' Chris Sale was ejected by umpire Dan Merzell before a pitch was even thrown in Sunday's game against the New York Yankees, a day after being called for a balk that scored a run in Saturday's 5-4 loss. Athletics shortstop Jacob Wilson sets a record in the majors by going 111 straight games without an error. In the PGA, Michael Brennan had another chance on Sunday and this time got it done. Brennan ran off 5 straight birdies on the front 9 and closed with a 64 for a 3-shot victory in the Wyndham Championship, moving Brennan from 105 to number 47 in the FedEx Cup. And Don Nelson, the second winningest coach in NBA history, has died at the age of 86. He was one of 2 coaches in the NBA to have at least 250 wins. Lisa Dwyer, AP Sports.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, full-time real estate agent and broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. My co-host, Melissa Wallace, and I talk Real Estate Roundtable. We can't wait to connect with you at bringing you all the insights, tips, and trends in real estate here on WATD, so we can talk real estate.
Talk Real Estate Roundtable with Sharon McNamara and Melissa Wallace, Saturday mornings at 8 on 95.9 WATD.
All right, 7:57 on the South Shore's Morning News. Rob Hakala with the morning team. We're going to be with you till 10 o'clock. Well, since the moment Alexander Hamilton went after Thomas Jefferson in the presidential campaign of 1796, there have always been, yes, it's happened before. There is social media, TV, radio. There have always been attack ads. They've been a fixture of American politics since the very beginning. But 230 years later, ABC's Jim Ryan says candidates and their supporters have tools that Hamilton and Jefferson never even dreamed of. Yeah, that's right. AI. Let the voter beware. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan in Texas, whose Senate race has provided fertile ground for deep fake campaign ads.
In one, Republican Ken Paxton is seen driving a convertible with 2 mistresses as passengers. In another ad, his Democratic opponent, James Tallarico, is depicted in a dress singing about transgender rights.
Boys in white dresses with blue satin sashes.
Texas is one of 29 states with laws against AI-generated political ads, but here the ban applies only within 30 days of an election. Jim Ryan, ABC News in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Oh, boy. Fake stuff. Yeah, you see it on the internet. And, boy, that is looking forever. It's looking better and better and better, the deep fake videos and ads. So you got to be very careful about that when it comes to certainly someone trying to influence your vote. So voter beware. 7:59. We have the top stories on the way at 8. It is traffic and weather in the 9s now. And the ride on the expressway southbound, we got that crash working at East Milton Square. Traffic's back towards Columbia Road. The northbound expressway is slow from Furnace Brook up towards Southampton Street. Taking a look at Route 3 on the northbound side, we had some slow spots coming up this morning. We had a little bit of a pocket near 139 in the Pembroke Marshfield area, again near Union Street. Southbound not bad at the Sagamore. Some company at the Bourne. 128 is sluggish. 95 up past Route 1. South Shore weather for today. We're going to have a hot day today. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds, a high of 89 today. 72 in Marshfield now at 8.
This is the South Shore's radio station, WATD FM Marshfield. And on your smart speaker, say play WATD. WATD, here for What's Next.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Despite promises last week from the Trump administration that a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz was right around the corner, still no agreement this morning.
The Strait of Hormuz remains a key flashpoint. Former Secretary of Defense Mark Esper calling Iran's criteria for reopening the strait.
While that agreement sits on the precipice, they've put forward demands of the United States, which frankly are ridiculous and should be rejected out of hand.
Iranian officials say they're close to a deal with Oman that would secure temporary navigation through part of the strait, but any broader agreement is contingent on the U.S. Marcus Moore, ABC News, London.
Ukrainian drones hitting a city in Russia overnight. At least 13 people killed, including a child. Dozens of wildfires growing across parts of western U.S., and 20,000 people have been forced to evacuate in western Canada. Jury selection begins today in the trial of the man facing murder charges for allegedly ordering the attack that killed rapper Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas some 30 years ago. This is ABC News. A child forcing the cancellation of an airline flight. ABC's Chuck Sievertson explains what happened.
A Porter Airlines flight in British Columbia was canceled last week after a young child refused to sit down and buckle up. The airline says the parent and crew repeatedly tried to secure the kid, but it was no use. The plane returned to the terminal at Victoria International Airport. Removing the parent and child and their luggage delayed the Toronto-bound flight past the airport's runway closure. All remaining passengers had to get off. They were rebooked.
Little League team from New York State thinks it may have cracked the code to success, starting by what's in many kids' pockets.
A Little League baseball team says its winning game plan is not based on hits and runs, but rather no cell phones. The kids from Port Washington, New York, tell the New York Post it's all about focus, which is why they turn their phones off 5 hours before games. And it's working. They're 2 wins away from the Little League World Series.
That's ABC's Hannah Patah. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
72 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 8:02. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by The Clean Team. The Clean Team provides carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, and tile and grout cleaning. They also clean Oriental rugs and area rugs in their facility in Kingston. Learn more at thecleanteam.net. A driver narrowly escaped injury after his car was struck by a commuter train in Cohasset. Police Chief William Quigley says that at around 12:20 yesterday morning, the driver of a delivery vehicle made a wrong turn onto the North Main Street Greenbush commuter rail crossing and became stuck on the tracks. The 33-year-old driver from Mansfield saw the approaching train and was able to get out of the vehicle and move to safety before the collision. He was not hurt. The commuter train struck the sedan and came to a stop just before the Cohasset MBTA commuter station. The car sustained significant damage and was totaled. None of the 15 passengers on board were injured. The train was headed towards Scituate. The North Main Street was closed for over 2 hours while Cohasset and MBTA Transit Police conducted an investigation. Chief Quigley praised the quick actions of the driver to exit his vehicle before it was struck by the train. WATD News time 8:03. More of the day's top stories still to come.
Hi, I'm Rachel. And I'm Sarah. From the Clean Team. Our grandparents started the Clean Team in 1983. The Clean Team covers the entire South Shore, traveling as far as Foxborough, Milton, and Cape Cod. They deep clean carpets, upholstery, and wood floors in your home or office, and your bathrooms will shine after the Clean Team cleans the tile and grout in your shower and removes the soap scum from your shower glass. The Clean Team even provides service calls for those times when your dog has an accident on your family room carpet or when you spill a cup of coffee on your favorite chair. Oriental rugs, area rugs, and outdoor cushions can be cleaned at the Clean Team's facility in Kingston. Just drop off your rugs or cushions anytime, Monday through Friday. Or call the office at 781-585-4678 for pickup and delivery. Go to thecleanteam.net for more info and to see before and after pictures. Call the Clean Team!
WATD News time 8:04, and the news being brought to you by South Shore Gutter Monkeys. Experience exceptional care for your home with professional gutter cleaning, repair, and installation services. Contact South Shore Gutter Monkeys for a free estimate today. An East Bridgewater home was heavily damaged by fire. The blaze was reported just before 11:30 Friday night at 522 Washington Street. Heavy fire was showing upon arrival of fire crews, who immediately ordered a second alarm. It took firefighters nearly 4 hours to bring the flames under control because of the hot and humid weather. Firefighters from Whitman, Brockton, Hanson, and West Bridgewater assisted at the scene, while Halifax covered East Bridgewater Station. No one was injured. The cause of that fire is under investigation. A clerk's magistrate hearing was held on Friday to determine whether there is probable cause to charge Brockton Mayor Moses Rodriguez after a teen girl claims he touched her inappropriately during a parade that took place in May. State Police Captain John Santos gave testimony that included a statement from the alleged victim.
She was in the front line of the band. She turned the corner and she felt someone grab her. She stated that the person grabbed her by her waist. She didn't know what to do at the time and remembered looking to her right side and seeing the mayor, Rodriguez, pull her closer to him.
Rodriguez claims he doesn't remember anything improper occurring.
There's hundreds of people that attend this parade. And you're out there taking pictures with young kids, taking pictures with parents, people putting their arms around you, you putting your arms around people. I don't recall touching anybody or putting my arms around anybody in an inappropriate way.
The mayor's attorney, Mark Lawton, defended his character.
Moises Rodriguez is one of the kindest.
The clerk magistrate did not issue an immediate decision on whether a criminal complaint will be issued. August is Purple Heart Month, honoring veterans who were wounded in action. Recently, the Plymouth Select Board approved requests by the town's 250th committee to paint a crosswalk and install a sign to commemorate the month. Town manager Derek Brindisi explained.
We had two members of the 250th Commemoration Committee present to the Select Board this evening. They've done some great work over the last few months, really celebrating the nation's birth 250 years ago. In particular, tonight, their proposal to the Select Board was to recognize Purple Heart Day, which is August 7th. And by doing so, they want to place a Purple Heart sign at Memorial Hall, and they also want to place an additional Purple Heart sign at Veterans Park. In addition to that, while they celebrate and have their event on August 7th, they would like to paint the crosswalks in front of Memorial Hall and the training green, both red, white, and blue. So the board was open to the idea. They thought it was a great way to continue some of our celebratory events for the 250th, and they approved those two requests.
A ceremony was held Friday at Plymouth Memorial Hall honoring the sacrifices of Plymouth veterans. WATD News Time 8:08. Traffic and weather on the 9s next.
I'm Bobby Downspout of the South Shore Gutter Monkeys, and today we recognize another group of everyday American heroes, the South Shore Gutter Monkey Office Crew.
Ain't no I in office crew.
Actually, yes there is.
My bad.
These swivel chair jockeys are a triage team of first responders to bad weather. So when Mother Nature is at her worst, these adorable apes are at their best. With superhuman-like skills, they perform those underappreciated tasks, answering phone calls, booking appointments, and giving free estimates right over the phone.
Oh, yeah.
And when the South Shore Gutter Monkey crews return from their daily work schedule, those curators of the cubicles rise to the tasks of filing, accounts receivables, and ledger entries.
Not all heroes wear capes.
To converse with one of these paper-pushing primates, call the South Shore Gutter Monkeys at 508-477-9100.
Now write that number down.
Or visit SouthShoreGutterMonkeys.com.
Take it, Johnny.
No monkeys were harmed in the making of this commercial. Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
All right, it's 8:09, and taking a look at the ride this morning along the expressway, we are dealing with a crash that finally cleared southbound near East Milton Square. So that's good news that traffic was back towards South Bay. So pretty tough ride southbound on the expressway, 34 minutes, Boston to Braintree. Northbound is slow, Furnace Brook to Southampton Street, 27 minutes from Braintree to Boston. Route 3 on the northbound side. Getting word of delays coming up out of Duxbury. After Route 14, as you make your way up towards, we're told it's some police activity in the active breakdown lane. Route 3 on the northbound side. just after 139 in the Pembroke Marshfield stretch. So watch out for that. Again, that's Route 3 northbound. Some police activity, we're told, in the active breakdown lane, so traffic was squeezing over to the left. And looks like, state police are there. They got somebody pulled over there. So as soon as you get on the highway, you can't use that active breakdown lane. You got to get in and merge into the two main lanes. So that's what's causing that delay. You got to squeeze there, and then slow again up by Union Street. Southbound, not too bad at the Sagamore 25 East. A little slow at the Bourne. 128's busy, 95 to 109. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, South Shore weather.
Across Greater Boston, the Metro South and the South Shore, we're starting out with temperatures into the mid-60s here this morning. We've got another hot day waiting in the wings from hilltop to seashore. Look for an ample amount of sunshine. There will be a local sea breeze developing coming in out of the east-southeast. The high temperature away from our South Shore beaches, close to 90 degrees today, and it will feel hotter when you factor in the humidity. It'll be closer to the low 80s at our South Shore beaches, places like Nantasket and Duxbury. Coming up for tonight, there could be a few clouds early on, and then the sky should clear. The overnight low 65 to 70, sunny and hot for tomorrow. The high temperature in the upper 80s to near 90 with more of a westerly breeze. Mostly sunny for Wednesday with highs in the mid-80s, a little bit cooler at the coast. Showers return Thursday with top temps in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes for WATD. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
73 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 8:11. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
You do have it right there, Dan. Live long and prosper. 8 o'clock hour. The South Shore's morning news. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Dan McCready is in our newsroom. And this was the weekend for Fan Expo in Boston, Dan, at the Menino Convention Center. A 3-day weekend offering celebrating all things pop culture. You can meet your favorite comic creators. You can have workshops. You can stop by community film festivals. They had a lot about Lord of the Rings this weekend, and also Star Trek and a lot of the comic stuff. I get that people love that. I don't really know as much about that world, but I will admit that people love that stuff, and they will wait in line a very long time, just like I will to see a Star Trek person. People wait in line to meet their comic book artists and writers, the people behind that. And a lot of people dress up as well, Dan.
Oh, yeah, it's a big cosplay thing.
Yeah. I guess more than 50,000 fans, a variety of genres, packed the Menino Convention Center. And, of course, a lot about Lord of the Rings. As I mentioned, they had a lot of the people from Lord of the Rings there, including Elijah Wood and Sean Astin and John Rhys Davies, and I think they had a couple of the other people from the cast as well. And I should mention, too, I didn't mention it, but local favorite Chris Evans was in town as well. Mr. Captain America was there as well. And he grew up, right, in, isn't he a local guy?
And actually, his uncle used to be a member of the South Shore's congressional delegation.
Really?
Yes, Mike Capuano, who represented Milton, or parts of Milton and Randolph. And now,
Mike
of course,
Capuano.
that seat is held by Ayanna Presley. She defeated him.
Oh, yeah. Chris Evans, born in Boston. There you go. Grew up in the nearby town of Sudbury, right? Okay. So Captain America, he was in town. I didn't, wait. I couldn't afford to see Chris Evans, to be honest with you. It's a lot of money to see him. He and Mel Gibson would be the high price in terms of, for price to pay to get a chance to meet them.
Did you put on any of ATD gear and just try to sneak in?
I did have my ATD hat on. Yeah, I did. So I've got the photo up there now on YouTube, WATD Radio on YouTube. You can see how the convention center looks very packed. And there are just people all over the place. I mean, there's really not much walking room at all. I mean, you're just stuffed in there with people walking around, and everybody's there with someone to see. And so, of course, I was going to go see Jonathan Frakes, who played the great Commander Riker. Do you remember some? Let's hear some great Riker here from Star Trek: The Next.
3 days, 4 hours, but about at warp 7.
This is where he's in an alternate. It's actually a fake timeline. It's not real. Someone's trying to fool him and think he's in the future, but he's really just in the present. And the people that are playing the characters from the future, they are not real, so they don't really know how to do everything. And he finally figures out, and he's calling them out, saying, you would never behave this way.
At warp 8? At warp 9? What's the matter, Data? What happened to those millions of calculations per second?
Pardon me, sir. I'm experiencing subspace interference, which limits my abilities. I can't operate as quickly as...
What did you say?
I said I cannot operate...
No. That's not what you said. You said I can't. You used a contraction, didn't you?
Sir, I can explain if you would just give me a moment.
No, you can't. Don't even try.
Captain, perhaps it would be best if we discuss this...
Shut up! I said shut up. As in close your mouth and stop talking.
Wow. All right. So good stuff. He was there. And so I got to catch up with a bunch of Star Trek people. They were all there in line waiting to see different stars.
Was there Will Wheaton?
Will Wheaton was not there. I would have paid to see Will Wheaton. He would have been good. Now, as I mentioned, William Shatner was there. Brent Spiner is very funny. He was on The Big Bang Theory. Remember his Data?
Mm-hmm.
And Gates
McFadden. He's inheriting the feud that Will Wheaton had with Sheldon.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, Brent Spiner went on Sheldon's enemies list.
Yeah.
Here are some people, though, waiting in line. They came from all around.
All right, so we are here at Fan Expo Boston 2026, and one of the great things about coming to the event is to get your photo taken with celebrities, some of the people that you enjoy up on the screen. And so what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Nicole. I'm from New York.
New York?
Raven, I'm from Boston.
Boston, and?
Jesse from New York.
Okay, so tell me, who are you here to see today?
I'm here to see Gates McFadden.
Oh my gosh, okay, so Next Generation?
Next Generation.
Yeah, you're excited, and tell me about your favorite, what did you love most about the show?
I just loved, it was nice to see like a woman as like a powerful character in a show that like when I was growing up, it was so nice to see like a really powerful woman as like the head, like in charge. It was awesome.
Wow, okay. And how about you?
I'm here to see Shatner.
Oh my God, the legend. Okay, yeah. So tell me, what did you love most about the original series?
The Tribbles.
Tribbles, okay. Can't go wrong there. That's a good answer. And how about you?
I'm here to see Data.
Data, okay. So Brent Spiner, tell me, what did you like about Commander Data?
I love the sense of humor. I love his journey to accept himself and to become more human. It made a lot of people really accept themselves in a lot of different ways. I think he has a huge place in media for that for a long time.
Wow, okay. So you guys are excited?
Yay!
All right.
Let's go!
I was waiting in line to see Commander Riker, Jonathan Frakes. Here's a photo, Dan, I'll put up. They always have the people who love Star Wars usually set up. You can get your photos taken with people in Stormtrooper uniforms. And also they had a great collection of Ghostbusters stuff. They bring in that Ghostbusters car. So I'm going to show that right now.
The
for
Ectomobile.
People. Yeah. I'm going to put that up on the screen so you can see that was there. You could have your photo taken for that. And it was like a donation of like $15. You can actually sit in it and have your photo taken in the car. But they had a lot of like the traps, and you could also get your photo taken wearing one of the backpacks there.
Yeah, the Proton packs.
The Proton packs. So that was fun. And they had a little area there, which is fun because one of the things, as you know, from Ghostbusters, slime, they came up with it. There were actually a lot of kids there as well. You could have a slime making area where the kids could make their own slime, Dan.
Oh, how lovely.
How about that? Let's listen in and hear as I talk to a mom who brought her 2 kids.
All right, I'm here with Jamie right now. She's taking her 2 kids right now to the Fan Expo, and they're having a great time. So, Jamie, tell me, you got 2 kids here with you.
I do, and it's really wonderful because this is the first year that they're both old enough to like really know what's going on around them and be able to interact with all of the exhibits and play the games and look at and see all the cosplays and know what they are.
So we're just having a blast. There's been a ton of things that they were able to do with us today. So, yeah, we're having a lot of fun.
Well, so fun. So give us their first name and age.
I've got Desiree, who's 6, and Nicholas, who's 11.
Okay, and describe for the listeners right now, a lot of people listening will remember the Ghostbusters. So right now, there's a slime lab, right?
Yes, there's a slime lab right here in front of the Ectomobile, the big giant vehicle, and they've got a nice slime.
See, she knew what it was. She had the right name, just like you. I did.
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters car. Like, what is that? All right.
Table set up for the kids where they're making all kinds of different colored slimes, and both my kids are at it right now having a blast. So thank God for that, for that entertainment.
Are they normally allowed to play slime at home on the rug?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, all right.
No slime allowed in our
not,
house.
no.
So
She was
this
quick
is
on
the
that.
venue for it. Let them have fun with that now. Yeah.
Because
they ain't doing it
All
at
right,
home.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, I know. That was Jamie with her 2 kids there. And she was having some fun, and she heard the kids were old enough to kind of really enjoy it. So there you go.
Yeah, but they're not doing it at home.
No. Did you know how quick she shut that down? It's like, yeah, you can have some fun playing at the Fan Expo. So a good time. And, yeah, there's the photo, Dan. I'll put up the photo now of the one, yes, I did pay for sure to go see. I will say, though, at least Jonathan Frakes as Commander Riker is a little bit more affordable than William Shatner. Although if I didn't have a photo, I would pay. As I said, I think it's great that he's still coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after working a day and finding parking and getting in there, I'm exhausted and tired. How tired is William Shatner? The guy is, I mean, it's just like the Energizer. He keeps going. Mel Gibson, he had a lot of attention as well. Gets a lot of people like Mel Gibson and The Hobbit. So there you go. But Jonathan Frakes, that's Commander Riker.
Yeah, but how William Shatner keeps his energy is very unexplained.
Ooh. Yeah. What is
I see
going on there?
Another William Shatner.
That's right. He did that, and then he did the 911 show, right?
Yeah, actually, he did. Well, yeah, Unexplained is on right now, and then of course Rescue 911.
Rescue 911,
which really introduced people to 911.
Someone is saying T.J. Hooker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was through too. All right. Well, anyway,
And Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality. So it was a good event. You can text in 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. That is the text line if you want to comment on anything about that. And I think the next one's going to be coming in December of 2027, Dan.
Okay, so a ways away then.
Movie, gaming, and cosplay. Yeah, that was a good event, and it was good. It was a good event. Again, not so fun with the parking, but it was good to go into the city there to the Menino Convention Center. All right, it is time now for WATD traffic and weather. And we are looking at delays on the expressway northbound from Furnace Brook up towards Columbia Road. Southbound, that is slow from Mass Ave down into Ponset. Route 3 on the northbound side, let's check to see if that police activity is still there. Route 3 on the northbound side, we had reports that it was slow getting by some police activity in the active breakdown lane. This was right in the area near 139 in the Pembroke Marshfield area. So as soon as you came on, you had to squeeze over. It looks like that may have cleared away, but we still have, so all lanes are open. Route 3 north at 139, but still some residual delays there. Again, Route 18 to Union Street. Not too bad at the Sagamore, a little slow at the Bourne Bridge. South Shore weather, let's get the details for you now. And for today, it's going to be another hot day, very warm. We'll have sunshine and a few clouds, 89. Tonight, lots of clouds, a risk of a shower, a thunder shower, a low 67. And tomorrow, sun, a few wispy clouds, a high near 87. 74 right now in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD. Sports coming up.
How do you know when you can afford to retire? Does your fixed income cover your expenses? For most people, the answer is no. And if it doesn't, how much will you need to draw from your portfolio? Will that draw last for your lifetime if we factor in inflation? How should you invest your accounts and draw from them tax efficiently? Hi, I'm Alyssa McNamara-Reed with McNamara Financial in Marshfield. Give me a call if I can help you determine if you can afford to retire. 781-834-2010.
WATD Sports, sponsored by Sea Plymouth, the official tourism site of the town and county of Plymouth, seaplymouth.com. the official tourism site of the town and county of Plymouth. See Plymouth.com. All right, so it was a loss for the Red Sox yesterday, losing to the A's 4-3, and the A's take 2 out of 3. So they win the series. The Red Sox tonight, first of 4 up in Toronto against the Blue Jays. That'll be at 7:07. Sonny Gray will be on the mound. Little Leaguers, Bridgewater representing Massachusetts. They won their game 1. They got to win 3 games to advance, and they won the first game against Maine on Saturday 7-0. Today they face Vermont coming up at 9. And that's our quick update on sports on WATD.
There's an electricity in the air and on the ground in downtown Plymouth. This summer and all the way through the Thanksgiving parade, ride from the waterfront to the courthouse or travel all the way down Court Street for free. Simply download the Ride Circuit app on your phone and put in a request for a ride. Park once, ride free. Ride Circuit will pick you up and drop you off anywhere in the Plymouth Historic District. The all-electric vehicles save congestion, pollution, and plenty of hassle. Download the Ride Circuit app today and begin your Plymouth adventure. Sponsored by cplymouth.com and Park Plymouth.
Tune in every Sunday morning at 10:30 for Legally We Can Say That, a part law, part everything else show hosted by Megan Gavin and Bose Levin of BCL Law. They spend all week arguing for their clients. On Sundays, they'll argue with each other while discussing different legal topics. And after 30 minutes, you'll know just enough to sound like a lawyer, but not enough to legally say that. It's Legally We Can Say That every Sunday morning at 10:30 on 95.9 WATD.
Boom. 8:26 on the South Shore's Morning News, coming to you from the WATD Coastal Heritage Bank studios. Thank you, Coastal Heritage Bank. Check out our studios up on the YouTube page, WATD Radio on YouTube. And Coastal Heritage Bank, a great organization, community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF. Coastal Heritage Bank. Time now to head out on the road. CBS's Steve Hartman.
Justin and Tori Canarelli almost have a typical American family. 2 kids and a dog. But then they've also got this duck.
I never thought I would own a duck. I never expected him to stay long term.
Tori brought Louie home after he hatched at an elementary school on Long Island, New York. It was supposed to be a short little visit. But the duck quickly became indispensable for one family member in particular, their golden retriever, Barley. Yeah, a couple years ago, Barley started to have seizures. They put her on medication and it worked. The seizures stopped. But the family also observed some adverse side effects.
She wasn't really hyperactive anymore.
She just lost her spunk. She lost her goldenness.
And we thought, oh man, this medication we have to give her for the rest of the life, so this is how she's going to be.
There's nothing you can do for them. There's no way to help them.
But then they noticed a bond building.
Now, we know there was a way.
A friendship built peck by peck.
She started smiling again. She started wagging her tail. She started having personality again.
Today, the two remain virtually inseparable. Louie pecks at Barley. Barley chases Louie. They wrestle and relax together. And although Justin and Tori may never know exactly what shifted within Barley, their son Cam has a theory.
She wanted to be friends with Louie and hang out with him a lot, so she kind of stretched her joy and helped and fit in with him.
And that's how a duck helped a retriever stay golden.
CBS's Steve Hartman on the road. It is 8:28 on WATD. Don't forget to tune in tonight. Kevin Tachi texting in right now some great photos as he is sharing from some of the many conventions that he has attended over the years with a lot of these Comic-Con events. So he's got a picture there with John Delancey, Q, LeVar Burton, Geordie LaForge reading Rainbow. He's wearing his Reading Rainbow shirt. Good stuff. Thank you, Kevin Tachi from Monday Night Talk. And don't forget to tune in to Kevin tonight on his program. Any Star Trek? No, I don't think any Star Trek scheduled tonight. I will tell you, though, Doesn't have the Galactic Report, but he does have the State House Report with Kevin Tachi. And State Senator Dylan Fernandez is going to be talking to Kevin tonight, talking about changes to tourism money secured for Plymouth. Other topics as well for the district. Paulie's push. Paul Venito, the retired United Airlines flight attendant, has pushed an airline beverage cart more than 750 miles since 2020, following routes symbolizing the flight paths of the 4 aircraft hijacked on September 11, 2001. He's preparing for what he hopes will be his final journey. Paul Venito of Paulie's Push. And best-selling author Casey Sherman, all tonight, Monday Night Talk, 6:15 to 8 on WATD with Kevin Tachi. 8:29 WATD traffic and weather in the 9s. Route 3 northbound. Getting word of some slowdowns in the work zone near Route 14 in Duxbury. It's becoming very heavy there, so maybe they're shifting lanes or moving stuff around. And then we've got some more pockets up near 139. That was from earlier police activity. Then slow Route 18 to Union. Northbound expressway is heavy from Adams Street up towards Andrews Square. Down the Cape, some reduced speeds, but not too bad at the Cape Bridges. South Shore weather going to be warm today with a high up about 89 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds. 74 in Marshfield, just past 8:30.
The South Shore's Morning News on 95.9 FM WATD.
74 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 8:30. Good morning, I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Tiny & Sons Glass. His boys do a good job. 1-888-64-TINIES. 2 people were injured in a crash in Duxbury. 2 vehicles collided at the intersection of Summer and Franklin Streets just before 1:30 Saturday afternoon. A pickup truck was flipped onto its side by the impact. 1 person was reported trapped. That crash is under investigation. Mental health professionals testified during the Lindsay Clancy trial on Friday, including Dr. Jennifer Tufts, who began treating her in September 2022. A few months after Clancy gave birth to her 3rd child.
Based on your evaluation with Miss Clancy, everything you learned about her history and how she presented that day, did you have an initial diagnosis?
Yes.
And what was that?
It was a generalized anxiety disorder, and it was an adjustment disorder with depressed mood.
What is generalized anxiety disorder?
It's an anxiety disorder where an individual may have a lot of different worries. They may also have physical feelings of anxiety, but they're worried about a lot of things, not really just one thing specifically.
Tufts also spoke about a session she had with Clancy roughly a week before the killings took place.
What was your interaction with Miss Clancy on January 16th?
Her mood was still very low. She was still depressed. She was able to get out of bed and take care of her basics like hygiene and eating. Her concentration was fine, and she was doing what she needed to do to take care of her baby, though she subjectively felt like the bonding was forced with the baby.
She told you that the bonding felt forced with the baby?
Yes.
Did you ask her if she had suicidal or homicidal ideation?
I did.
And what was her response?
No.
Did she show any of the signs or symptoms of psychosis on that day?
No, she did not.
Dr. Tufts is one of the defendants named in civil lawsuits filed by both Lindsay Clancy and her ex-husband Patrick Clancy that accused Tufts, other providers, and hospitals of failing to properly diagnose and treat her mental illness. Clancy is on trial for 3 counts of murder in the 2023 deaths of her 5-year-old daughter Cora, 3-year-old son Dawson, and 7-month-old son Callan. WATD News Time, 8:34. More of the day's top stories still to come.
It was the summer of 1969, and Toby Gibson was taking the prettiest girl in school, Diane Lane, on their first official date. Toby's dad let him take his prized Ford LTD Country Squire, a beautiful vehicle with wood grain paneling, massive interior space, and a V8 engine, to the Marshfield Drive-In Theater. Toby was pulling out all the stops. Easy Rider was playing on the big screen that night, and Toby and Diane saw most of the movie. Of course, Toby was going to clean all the popcorn that had somehow found its way onto the floor before he returned his dad's car. But when the movie ended, Toby wasn't thinking about that just yet, or about much of anything, really. A love struck Toby's head was still up in the clouds. Amidst first love's fog, Toby forgot to unhook the speaker from the car, pulled away, and came crashing back to earth as that speaker smashed through the driver's side window of his father's country Squire. I guess it's true what the song says. Love hurts.
I'm Peter Brown from Tiny & Sons Auto Glass. Windshield broken? Just call 1-888-64-TINY. And thank you.
WATD News Time, 8:35, and the news being brought to you by Cross Insurance. For all your home, auto, and business insurance needs, contact Cross Insurance on Ocean Street in Marshfield. Iran's foreign minister says a plan with Oman to reroute ships in the Strait of Hormuz doesn't mean the strait will open, but that an open waterway will be up to the United States. Donna Warder reports.
Iran is signaling progress on a plan with Oman to establish new maritime rules through the Strait of Hormuz, which was considered an international waterway before the Iran war. Two people familiar with the talks say the temporary deal would have ships entering the strait near Iran and exiting near Oman. Ships would transit without paying fees or tolls during the interim period. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says the establishment of new maritime routes does not mean the Strait of Hormuz will be opened. He says an agreement on the routes may be reached, but reopening the Strait of Hormuz depends on a separate set of conditions being met, and those conditions are being conveyed through intermediaries. Iran's Supreme National Security Council said on Saturday that the strait would not reopen until the U.S. corrects its behavior. I'm Donna Warder.
Firefighters contained a natural oil fire at a chemical manufacturing plant in Quincy Point. The two-alarm fire broke out just after 7:30 Saturday night at the Twin Rivers Technologies plant on Washington Street near the Four River Bridge. Heavy black smoke could be seen pouring from the plant. The fire was contained, no injuries reported. The plant makes fatty acids and glycerin made from coconut and vegetable oils that are used in the manufacture of a variety of products, including soaps, cosmetics, and textiles. The plant was once owned by soap manufacturer Procter & Gamble that closed in 1995. How to spot the Perseid meteor shower, a summer light show that promises to dazzle. Julie Walker reports.
Astronomers say viewing conditions are promising for the Perseid meteor shower this week, peaking Wednesday night with a new moon preventing moonlight from spoiling the show, says astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Moonlight dramatically reduces how many meteors you can see. The dim ones just are completely washed out by moonlight. So on that day, it's been called by some the stargazers' heaven.
About 50 to 100 meteors per hour may be visible under ideal conditions.
Because it's summertime, people just hang out on the beach, like all night. And so that works. There's some meteor showers in the winter. No one is going to hang out on the beach after midnight. So that's what makes the Perseid meteor shower perhaps the most remembered and the most celebrated.
Meteor showers happen when Earth plows through trails of debris left by comets or asteroids. The Perseids come from comet Swift-Tuttle. I'm Julie Walker.
WATD News Time, 8:38. Traffic and weather on the 9s next.
Have you recently moved into a new home? Whether you've just moved into a new apartment, condo, or single-family home, each home has unique insurance needs. Hi, this is Carol from Cross Insurance, with local offices in Braintree and Marshfield. Insuring your home is a big decision, and it's important to understand your options. Whether you're looking for more options, increased coverage, or better pricing, Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance are here to help. We'll help you determine whether you qualify for any discounts or credits on your insurance premiums, such as a new home credit, loss-free credit, an e-customer discount, or an automatic water shutoff device discount. Plus, by insuring both your home and car with Safety Insurance and Cross Insurance, you could potentially save up to 20%. Turn to Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance. We've been working with customers like you for decades. Call Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600. That's Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Good morning. It's 8:39, and the ride on the expressway northbound is slow. Furnace Brook up towards Southampton Street. Southbound is slow. Mass Ave to the gas tank. Neponset down to East Milton. Route 3 on the northbound side. We had some pockets getting by the Plymouth-Patuxent Highway. And then it looked heavy in the work zone approaching Route 14 in Duxbury, getting up towards the area with some of those bridge projects. And then some more delays from Route 18 to Union. Southbound is slow at the Derby Street lane drop in Hingham. Not too bad at the Sagamore. Some moderate volume at the Bourne. 24 is okay, and no major issues on 128. It's starting to get a little better through Dedham and Needham. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
At the Blue Hill Observatory, the sun rose at 5:46 this morning, the beginning of another hot day. We had a top temp of 91 on Thursday, 92 on Friday, 90 on Saturday, and 90 on Sunday. So this is a 4-day heat wave. And remember, the idea about a heat wave is that you must have 3 days or more of 90-degree high temperatures. Blue Hill and many other spots away from the coast will have a top temp of 90 again here for the day today, with an ample amount of sunshine. An east-southeasterly sea breeze will provide some relief. Places like Nantasket Beach, Duxbury Beach, their temperatures will be into the low 80s. Coming up for tonight, we should find patchy clouds and starlight. Overnight low temperatures will be between 65 and 70. For tomorrow, look for an ample amount of sunshine, another hot one. Your top temp into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees with a westerly breeze. We'll find an ample amount of sunshine for Wednesday. Your top temp into the mid-80s. It will be just a little bit cooler at some of our coastal extremities. And then showers return for Thursday. Highs will be in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes for WATD. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
75 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 8:42. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
All right, the South Shore's morning news rolls on. Great to have you here. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Coming up, we'll replay a portion of our interview with Congressman Seth Moulton. He checked in early this morning because of his schedule. That was in the 6 o'clock hours, so we'll play some of that for you in the 8 o'clock hour as he is taking on the incumbent, Senator Ed Markey, in the race for Senate for that primary. Senator Markey, Congressman Seth Moulton. We know they recently had a debate. We'll talk with the congressman in just a few minutes. We'll also have Pet of the Week coming up at 9:22. We got a dog named Toast looking for a forever home. And we'll tell you about Toast coming up at 9:22. Text line is available for you at 781-837-4900. If you want to text in, be a part of the show, feel free to do that. 781-837-4900. The text line is sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. Well, first I got to ask you, obviously it's early August. We're getting down to the primary. How is the campaign going? How is your energy? How are you feeling at this point?
Oh, I'm feeling great. The Senate campaign is going really well because people know that we need change. We need change, not just in Washington, more effective fighters to take on Trump and the MAGA Republicans who have costs skyrocketing across America, undermine our democracy every single day. But we also just need new leadership in the Democratic Party because the establishment is obviously not getting the job done. And I'm someone who's always been willing to challenge the Democratic establishment from the first time I ran against a 9-term incumbent congressman to get the job that I have now. We need new leadership in the Democratic Party, and that's what this race against Ed Markey is all about.
Okay, well, you talked certainly about the MAGA Republicans, and I guess for you, the change in leadership. Tell us about the differences, because say someone's listening and they say, you know, Seth Moulton, Ed Markey, I feel like they're both against Trump and the MAGA Republicans. They both kind of support the same things. Tell me about what you feel would be the big differences.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, look, so first of all, you're right that Ed and I agree on most policies. Frankly, there's not much difference between us in terms of policy, but there's a big difference in approach. The very first vote that I will take in Washington is not for Chuck Schumer. I think we need new leadership at the top of the Democratic Party as well. I'm also not going to vote for 61 Trump nominees. Senator Markey which went along with Schumer to support 61 Trump nominees, including Marco Rubio for Secretary of State, who are wreaking havoc across the country and across the globe. I'm not afraid to challenge the Democratic establishment. I'm also someone who wants to get things done. You know, you talked about how everyone knows one thing about the Democratic Party, which is that we're opposed to Trump. But what about having an agenda ourselves, right? I've put forward the most aggressive affordability agenda of anybody in Massachusetts because it plants the flag in the ground and says that housing, health care, and education should just be human rights. And that means we need to bring down costs for all of those things. Bring down housing costs, bring down health care costs, make sure everybody in America has health care because health care for all should be a human right, and also make sure that our education system is prepared to meet the challenges of a new world. I mean, we've got a new generation of challenges, and the idea that 80-year-old senators, a senator who would be 86, closer to 90 than 80 by the end of his next term if he's reelected, the idea that that generation is going to solve AI or prepare our kids for an automated world, it's just not realistic. We've got a new generation of challenges, and we need a new generation of leaders to take them on.
We're talking with Congressman Seth Moulton this morning. He is challenging the incumbent Ed Markey in the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate. And, of course, you talk about age. One of the things you're also concerned, of course, with advanced age comes health issues. You're concerned about the health of the senator, and also maybe he's not been fully transparent there. Is that correct?
Well, he hasn't been. He hasn't been transparent about his health. He also hasn't been transparent about his taxes. He's following the playbook of Donald Trump, the first president in modern history, not to disclose his taxes, not to disclose his health records. And the reason this is so important is that if Democrats take back the Senate, we'll do it by one vote. One vote. That means we can't afford to lose a vote due to a medical absence or something like that, because that could mean another conservative Supreme Court justice, another Trump appointee getting through the United States Senate. And, of course, we've sadly seen just over the past several months the challenges of having a Senate that's so old. Remember Dianne Feinstein and what a disaster that was. Now we've had Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham on the Republican side of the aisle. And, of course, we can't forget the experience with Joe Biden.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it's something we see, you're right, on both sides of the aisle for sure. Now, what about the latest in the Middle East, Congressman? You know, you talk about, obviously, people are concerned about prices. Prices tied to fuel is big. What can you tell the listeners this morning that you're hearing as a congressman? What's going on over there, and is there any end in sight?
Well, first of all, as a Marine veteran who did 4 tours in Iraq, a war that we did not need to fight and that Ed Markey voted for, we shouldn't be fighting needless wars in the Middle East. And this Iran war has not only been a disaster, it's totally backfired. It's actually given more leverage to Iran than they've ever had. They've never been able to control the world economy, but oil prices are higher all across the globe because of this war that Donald Trump started. So I'm doing everything I can in Washington to stop this war. And I'm not afraid to go on to, conservative media, to be on Fox News, to take on Sean Hannity on his show, to point out what the problem is here and why this needs to stop. And if we can bring this war to an end, we'll see gas prices drop immediately.
Congressman, as you've been traveling during your campaign, traveling around to different parts of the state, obviously the economy, I imagine, is huge. What are you hearing from everyday voters on concerns? What are you hearing that says, this is what I'm really caring about?
Housing prices. Yeah. The cost of housing is a number one issue. And I've done 53 town halls all across the state because I think it's important as a senator who works for you. I mean, I'm applying for a job working for all of you listening today, not the other way around. That means I got to show up. The incumbent has only done 1 town hall in the course of this campaign. I've done 53. But in all those 53 town halls, I would say the absolute number one issue is the cost of housing. And when 1 out of 3 people in Massachusetts thought about leaving the state last year just because it's unaffordable to live here, well, that's proof enough that whatever we've been doing for the last 50 years just isn't good enough. We've got to do something new. That's why I have such an aggressive agenda to bring down the cost of housing in Massachusetts. And I think we have to ask the senator, what are you going to do differently in the next 6 years that you haven't done in the last 50 that you've been in Washington?
We've been talking this morning with Congressman Seth Moulton, who represents the 6th District, and he is challenging the incumbent, Ed Markey, in the primary for the U.S. Senate seat here. And, of course, our other Senator, Elizabeth Warren, along with Bernie Sanders and Ayanna Pressley. I must say they must be taking the campaign seriously enough. I did notice a lot of ads being run, so there's definitely a lot of attention on this race.
That's right. And look, there's no question that the establishment is with Senator Markey, right? He's got all the establishment endorsements. I mean, the combined age of everybody in that ad is older than the United States of America. But that's just not the future. That's not the change that we need in Massachusetts and in Washington. We need to do something about housing costs. We need to do something about electricity bills. I mean, look, the senator's been a champion of energy policy for a long time, and I appreciate that service. I appreciate his focus on energy policy. But look at your electricity bill lately. I mean, It's just unsustainable.
Yeah, boy, yeah, you're right. There's so many different prices going up, and I think people can only take so much of it. So, Congressman Seth Moulton, I appreciate you joining us this morning early on WATD, and I imagine you'll be continuing to travel around the Commonwealth as we gear up for the primary.
Absolutely. It's been an awesome experience meeting so many people all over Massachusetts and making sure to show up in communities across the state. So I look forward to seeing you out in the campaign trail. Check out my website, Seth Moulton, SethMoulton.com. And thanks so much for having me on. Always happy to be on your show.
Thank you, Congressman. Have a great day and a good rest of your week. Thank you for joining us in WATD.
Hey, you too.
Back out to the roads we go now, and the expressway northbound, heavy and slow as you make your way up from around East Milton, and it's heavy from there up towards Columbia Road, Route 3. We had some slow spots earlier getting by the Plymouth-Patuxent Highway Long Pond Road area. Again, north of Route 3A, headed up into the work zone before Route 14 in Duxbury with some of the bridge projects. And then it was slow around Route 18 to Union. Southbound is slow at the Derby Street lane drop in Hingham. Not too bad at the Cape Bridges. 24 is okay through Brockton and Avon. And not bad on 93. Once you get by Route 37 and Braintree, you're okay over to Canton. South Shore weather, let's get the details now. Meteorologist Josh Nichols with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather. And Josh, your report is sponsored by Cape Cod 5, passionate about supporting the financial wellness of individuals, families, and businesses across southeastern Massachusetts. Visit their new location on Commerce Way in Plymouth today. Cape Cod 5.
Across Greater Boston, the Metro South and the South Shore, we're starting out with temperatures into the mid-60s here this morning. We've got another hot day waiting in the wings from hilltop to seashore. Look for an ample amount of sunshine. There will be a local sea breeze developing coming in out of the east-southeast. The high temperature away from our South Shore beaches, close to 90 degrees today, and it will feel hotter when you factor in the humidity. It'll be closer to the low 80s at our South Shore beaches, places like Nantasket and Duxbury. Coming up for tonight, there could be a few clouds early on, and then the sky should clear. The overnight low 65 to 70, sunny and hot for tomorrow. The high temperature in the upper 80s to near 90 with more of a westerly breeze. Mostly sunny for Wednesday with highs in the mid-80s, a little bit cooler at the coast. Showers return Thursday with top temps in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes for WATD. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Josh, thank you so much. And right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, we're at 76 degrees. The high tide will be at 9:44 this morning. Low tide at 3:42 this afternoon. Sports coming up next.
At Cape Cod 5, we know that strong businesses create strong communities. That's why we're committed to being more than just a bank. We're a trusted financial partner dedicated to helping businesses of all sizes thrive. Whether it's a local business looking for its first loan, a family-owned business planning for the next generation, or an expanding company seeking new opportunities, we provide the financial solutions and personalized support to fuel success. Reach out to us. We're here to help. CapeCod5.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 401717.
8:54 WATD Sports. The Red Sox will try to get back in the winning column tonight as they begin a 4-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays at 7:07. Sonny Gray on the mound. The Red Sox coming off a loss yesterday, and with that loss to the A's, 4-3, the A's win the series. They take 2 out of 3 in the weekend at Fenway. Sox tonight in Toronto. Blue Jays 7:07. The Little Leaguers of Bridgewater representing Massachusetts. That game is supposed to be starting around 9, we're told. They need to win 3 games to advance to the next round. They won the first one against Maine on Saturday, 7-0. Today they face Vermont at 9 a.m. in Bristol, Connecticut. And professional women's soccer, the Portland Thorns beating the Boston Legacy yesterday, 4-3. That's your update on sports.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text SPARK to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text SPARK to 215215. That's SPARK to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Honey, look at this scratch on the car.
Ugh, another one? We need a time machine.
Did someone say time machine?
Who are you?
A traveler from the future. I've seen your car after Luchetti's Complete Auto Center repairs it.
How does it look?
Like new. Dents gone, scratches gone, collision damage, all gone.
Really?
Trust me, just get it to Luchetti's.
All right, grab the keys.
And whatever you do, avoid the manure truck.
The what?
Expect the best. 3 words we've lived by for over 40 years. Hi, I'm Sheldon Stewart of Stewart Painting. Have you ever wondered what goes into our tagline, expect the best? Well, it starts with having great employees who provide quality service, which gives us a reputation of standing behind our work. We also want you to have a positive experience from the moment you schedule your estimate and meet your salesman to the final product. It's important to us, whether it's carpentry, house washing, or painting, that all of our employees are committed to your project being done on time and to your satisfaction. Our team of professionals take pride in delivering the best possible service to all our valued customers. We expect the best, shouldn't you? Click stewartpaint.com or call us at 508-362-8023 to schedule an estimate. With locations in Hyannis and Hingham and now servicing Newton, Wellesley, and Nantucket. With over 40 years of excellence, Stewart Painting. Expect the best.
8:58 on WATD. We want to talk about Project Arts of Plymouth and invite you to head down to the waterfront on Wednesday, grab a blanket, and join Project Arts of Plymouth for their 29th season of free summer concerts. They do it on Wednesday evening, 6:30 to 9 on the historic Plymouth waterfront. Stop by this Wednesday night for a swingin' affair featuring, that'll be Donnie Norton, as a matter of fact. Donnie Norton and special guest Sherry Malone. Plus, enjoy bites from local food trucks and family-friendly activities right by the water. Bring a lawn chair, a blanket, and an appetite for great music every Wednesday night at the Bandstand, DCR Pilgrim Memorial State Park near Plymouth Rock, 6:30 to 9. Learn all about the Project Art series online at projectarts.com. Coming up, 9 o'clock news. We'll check in with ABC. Iran says it will not reopen the Strait of Hormuz until the U.S., quote, corrects its behavior, end quote. More on that coming up from ABC at 9. Dan McCready is in our WATD newsroom. He'll have the local headlines at 9:02. And of course, your comments are always welcome. That text line is available. You can text the show, 781-837-4900. The text line is sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. We're going into the fifth and final hour. We'll have Pet of the Week coming up. Right now, it's 8:59. Traffic and weather on the 9s. Route 3 on the northbound side. We had some slowdowns coming up near Plymouth-Patuxent Highway and again near Route 3A in Duxbury. And then also slow Route 18 up past Union Street. Southbound is slow at the Derby Street lane drop in Hingham. The expressway is busy from East Milton up towards Columbia Road. South Shore weather for today. Another hot day today near 89 or 90 with a mix of sun and clouds. 76 now.
This is the South Shore's radio station, WATD FM Marshfield. And on your smart speaker, say play WATD. WATD, here for What's Next.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Iran still says it is not negotiating with the United States, even though the two sides are exchanging messages. Still no sign of a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Puerto Rico in the midst of a water crisis with nearly a quarter of the island in the middle of a severe drought.
Authorities are saying that these communities, many of them, especially San Juan and other major cities on the island, are going to be going without running water for 48 hours at a time. So you have that, and as well as degrading infrastructure and really a lack of rain, and the driest month ever recorded in the history of the U.S. territory. And here we are, a deepening water crisis that doesn't seem to be getting better anytime soon.
ABC's Andrew Dimber, dozens of wildfires burning across large parts of the American West. At least 13 people killed in Russia in an overnight drone attack by Ukraine. Jury selection starts today in the murder trial of the man accused of ordering the attack that killed rapper Tupac Shakur in 1996. This is ABC News. Now, more details about that deadly boat accident in New York Harbor over the weekend. The vessel capsized right off the Statue of Liberty, and a 27-year-old woman as well as her 5-month-old baby both drowned.
The boat's operator, 46-year-old Manuel Hernandez, arrested, facing 13 counts of reckless endangerment. The Coast Guard now digging into whether this was an illegal charter operation and if Hernandez was carrying passengers for hire without the required credentials, safety equipment, and inspection.
Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the United States, is at its lowest water level ever. It was filled at least 90 years ago and is held back by the Hoover Dam. Its water relied upon by some 40 million Americans along the Colorado River Basin. Years of overuse and rising temperatures have been devastating for Lake Mead and nearby Lake Powell, the nation's second largest reservoir. The heat wave roiling Europe this summer has toppled all records for the months of June and also July. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
76 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 9:02. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Hingham Lumber, the better builder's yard, offering you services like kitchen and bath design, paint consultation, tool and equipment repair, and so much more. And now is the time to build the deck of your dreams. Spend $2,000 or more on Fiberon decking between August 1st and September 30th and be entered to win an Weber SA325 Indigo Grill, courtesy of Hingham Lumber. A driver narrowly escaped injury after his car was struck by a commuter train in Cohasset. Police Chief William Quigley says that at around 12:20 yesterday morning, the driver of a delivery vehicle made a wrong turn onto the North Main Street Greenbush commuter rail crossing and became stuck on the tracks. The 33-year-old driver from Mansfield saw the approaching train, was able to get out of the vehicle and move to safety before the collision. He was not hurt. The commuter train struck the sedan and came to a stop just before the Cohasset MBTA commuter station. The car sustained significant damage and was totaled. None of the 15 passengers on board were injured. The train was heading towards Scituate. North Main Street was closed for over 2 hours while Cohasset and MBTA Transit Police conducted an investigation. Chief Quigley praised the quick actions of the driver to exit his vehicle before it was struck by the train. WATD News Time, 9:03. More of the day's top stories still to come.
Is it time? Is your deck showing its age? Whether you're a homeowner looking to upgrade or a builder searching for the best materials, it's time to discover Fiberon decking at Hingham Lumber. Fiberon decking isn't just about great looks, it's about performance. Built to resist fading, staining, and mold, Fiberon offers a low-maintenance, long-lasting solution that stands up to the elements. No matter the size or scope of your project, you can imagine the possibilities when you have the expert advice from the team at Hingham Lumber. You'll review the wide variety of colors and finishes Fiberon offers to help you create a stunning outdoor space that will last. Whether you're installing a new deck or upgrading a current one, let us help make it easy to achieve a beautiful, worry-free deck that looks great and performs even better. Visit Hingham Lumber today on Route 3A Cohasset or online at hinghamlumber.com and discover why Fiberon is the best choice for your deck project.
WATD News Time 9:04, and the news being brought to you by Coastal Heritage Bank. Community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together, member FDIC, member DIF. An East Bridgewater home was heavily damaged by fire. The blaze was reported just before 11:30 Friday night at 522 Washington Street. Heavy fire was showing upon arrival of fire crews who immediately ordered a second alarm. It took firefighters nearly 4 hours to bring the flames under control because of the hot and humid weather. Firefighters from Whitman, Brockton, Hanson, and West Bridgewater assisted at the scene, while Halifax covered East Bridgewater's fire station. No injuries were reported, and the cause of that fire is under investigation. Brockton Mayor Moses Rodriguez attended a clerk magistrate's hearing on Friday to determine whether there is probable cause to charge Rodriguez with assault and battery in connection with an alleged incident at a May parade involving a Brockton High School student. State Police Captain John Santos offered testimony that included a statement from the alleged victim.
Within Junalisi's interview, she describes not knowing what to do when Rodriguez touched her, but she described leaning away in an attempt to distance herself from him. In that moment, I believe, not react more forcefully because she was conflicted by her obligation to continue her role in the band's performance and to not interrupt the other band members' performance.
Rodriguez attorney Mark Lawton argued there is no evidence to back up these claims.
Relative to the photographic and visual evidence, it is compelling for what it doesn't show. And we contend, we make the final determination, obviously, for what it doesn't show. And it doesn't show it touching.
The mayor said if he did anything that made someone uncomfortable, it was not intended.
If they felt that I did something that was inappropriate, I apologized that day, and I continue to apologize now.
The clerk magistrate did not issue an immediate decision on whether a criminal complaint will be issued. August is Purple Heart Month, honoring veterans who were wounded in action. Recently, the Plymouth Select Board approved requests by the town's 250th committee to paint a crosswalk and install a sign to commemorate the month. Town manager Derek Brindisi explained.
We had two members of the 250th Commemoration Committee present to the Select Board this evening. They've done some great work over the last few months, really celebrating the nation's birth 250 years ago. In particular, tonight, their proposal to the Select Board was to recognize Purple Heart Day, which is August 7th. And by doing so, they want to place a Purple Heart sign at Memorial Hall, and they also want to place an additional Purple Heart sign at Veterans Park. In addition to that, while they celebrate and have their event on August 7th, they would like to paint the crosswalks in front of Memorial Hall and the training green, both red, white, and blue. So the board was open to the idea. They thought it was a great way to continue some of our celebratory events for the 250th, and they approved those two requests.
A ceremony was held on Friday at Plymouth Memorial Hall honoring the sacrifices of Plymouth veterans. WATD News Time, 9:08. Traffic and weather on the 9s is next.
Frankie, what's cooking?
Shouldn't you be at pickleball?
Yeah, I'm off this week.
Well then, let's get you that coffee.
Around here, people remember you and your schedule. At Coastal Heritage Bank, we believe banking should feel just as personal. For generations, we've helped South Shore families with checking, savings, and deposit solutions, combining modern banking technology with the personal service we're known for. Community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF, equal housing lender.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Good morning. The time now is 9:09 on your Monday morning drive, and we do have some slowdowns in spots along Route 3. We've had some slow spots with some company coming back from the Cape. It looks okay now by the Plymouth-Patuxent Highway exit. We had some pockets earlier in the Kingston-Duxbury stretch, but not too bad now. And then some volume just slowing near the Union Street ramp. Southbound is slow at the Derby Street lane drop in Hingham. And not too bad at the Cape Bridges. 24 and 128 are okay. The expressway northbound still dealing with slowdowns from East Milton up to Southampton Street, about a 24-minute drive from Braintree to Boston. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
Another hot day from hilltop to seashore here for all of Greater Boston, the Metro South, and the South Shore. There will be local sea breezes, however, that will provide some heat relief at our South Shore beaches, places like Nantasket and Duxbury Beach. Temperatures there will be into the low 80s for highs. In the meantime, inland, places like Milton and Easton, all close to 90 with an ample amount of sunshine for all. And again, the breeze will be coming in out of the east-southeast right along the immediate coast. For tonight, the clouds will be mixed with some starlight. The overnight low temperature 65 to 70. Sunny and hot for tomorrow. Your high in the upper 80s to near 90. Mostly sunny for Wednesday. Your top temp in the mid-80s. And showers return on Thursday with highs in the mid-80s. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
77 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready. Coming up on 9/11, the South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
Got it, Dan. Here we go. Fifth and final hour of the South Shore's morning news. Coming to you from Broadcast House here in Marshfield on this hot summer August Monday morning. It is the 10th of August, 2026. We'll be with you till 10. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team. Audrey taking a few more vacation days. She picked some good warm days to be off. Audrey will be back Wednesday morning. Larry Nelson will be in the midday chair today from 10 to 3 on WATD. Coming up a bit later on in the half hour, we'll have our Pet of the Week segment, a pet whose name is Toast. We want you to meet Toast. We want to get him a forever home. We're going to have Pet of the Week coming up at 9:22. Text line is open for you. Anything you want to comment on or talk about. Of course, the big stories just getting underway will be the third week of the Lindsay Clancy trial. The Duxbury mom strangled her 3 kids in their home in Duxbury, we know, in 2023. And the defense saying she was not criminally responsible. No one's saying she didn't commit the acts. The third week of testimony will continue today, including, I imagine, a lot of people will probably want to see that exchange between the defense attorney Kevin Reddington and that psychiatrist who treated or saw Lindsay Clancy the day before the murders took place. That will be coming up today, and that'll be getting underway, I think, right at this moment or thereabouts. That'll be getting underway in Plymouth Superior Court. Yes, Dr. Tufts. We'll hear more about that later on. You can comment certainly on that case if you're interested. Let's see, the Red Sox, they've still been doing well. I was excited. My nephew and my brother-in-law took in a Red Sox game. They went to, I got to get to the Red Sox. Yeah, if I have time, I'd love to see a Red Sox game before the end of the summer. Let's see, what did they went to see the one? Oh, they saw the good game. Yes, that's right. They saw the game on Friday where they won 13-1 against the Athletics. That would be the only game they would win against the Athletics over the weekend, as the Red Sox lost Saturday and Sunday. They'll be in Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. Of course, a lot of attention also on cheering on the local Bridgewater kids who are representing Team Massachusetts, the Little League Regional Tournament going on now, and the Little Leaguers of Bridgewater. This is the second time in 3 years that Bridgewater is representing Massachusetts in the regional tournament, and they won their first game on Saturday against Maine. They shut them out 7-0. They got to win 3 games. Game 2 is supposed to be now against Vermont, so go Bridgewater. Also, some people commenting about Don Nelson, the second winningest NBA coach, won 5 titles. Dies at the age of 86, the second winningest coach in NBA history. Nelson won 5 titles as a player with the Celtics, though he never won one as a coach. He's one of 2 coaches in NBA history to have at least 250 wins with 3 franchises, Milwaukee, Dallas, and Golden State. Don Nelson introduced what is now known as the point forward and his up-tempo style known as Nelly Ball. He said the idea of shifting from dominant big men to an offense focused on speed and the fast break, he said that came from late Celtics Hall of Fame coach Red Auerbach. Don Nelson was 86, and you can certainly comment on that or any of our other stories. The text line is open for you at 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. If you want to comment on any of the top stories of the morning, you can do that. Let's see, I had fun yet. Fan Expo, we talked about that. And Boston, as I was able to get a photo with Jonathan Frakes, a.k.a. Commander Riker. So that was a lot of fun. Did that on Saturday. We talked about that earlier. I played some audio from Fan Expo in Boston. That was fun. William Shatner was there, yes, the legend. I did not see him this time. I did get a photo a couple of years ago because I wasn't really sure how many he would keep going to, but good for him. He was there also. Boston's Chris Evans, as well as Mel Gibson and several cast members from the Lord of the Rings movies for Fan Expo Boston, which was at the Menino Convention Center over the weekend. So if you want to see the photo, you can go up to WATD YouTube, and we've got that up now. And we always love, if you want to watch the show on YouTube live, you can. WATD Radio on YouTube. You can like, watch, and subscribe there. You can also comment in the chat room with Lord Hadaway and Eric DiMartino are in there. WATD Radio on YouTube. You can get the link right from our homepage on the website, or a lot of people also enjoy watching back as well. And you can certainly go back and watch that later on today. WATD Radio on YouTube. All right, a couple of other stories to get to, and then we'll get to traffic and weather and Pet of the Week on WATD. Let's see. Amanda Knox. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. The American who was, went to trial in Italy after being accused of killing her roommate, convicted, then acquitted. And so she's back home, is now facing a new controversy. She's back in the news again, Amanda Knox. We get more now from ABC's Allison Kosick.
Knox is hosting a one-woman comedy show.
I've been trapped in a tragedy box.
Called Cartwheel, the show opened Friday in Scotland to a sold-out crowd and runs through August 17th. The title refers to claims that Knox did cartwheels in the police station after Kircher's death.
I'm referencing how I was wrongly vilified in the murder of Meredith.
The show is billed as a woman juggling motherhood and the aftermath of a wrongful imprisonment.
And as Allison Kosick talking about that again, she's was acquitted, so could she go and do a comedy show? You know, it seems like maybe it'd be best to kind of avoid that. But then again, I suppose if you're convicted of a crime and then you're acquitted, that you doesn't mean you can't do it. I don't think I would like a convicted killer getting out and doing a comedy show, but I guess they did find her innocent of that. We hear more from This is one of her ex-boyfriends. Okay, a response.
The show is billed as a woman juggling motherhood and the aftermath of a wrongful imprisonment. But Knox's ex-boyfriend, Rafael Solicito, tells the Daily Mail, "I find it puzzling that a tragedy is being used as a draw for a comedy show. I am trying to process and move past what happened in a different way." Meredith Kircher's sister says Knox is trivializing violence against women.
All right, that is ABC's Allison Kosick reporting there. Let's see. AOC is saying she's not ruling out a run for president. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Would you support her for president or Senate? One of the star of the left is making the personal political. We hear more now from ABC's Karen Hua.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez publicly documenting the process of freezing her eggs.
In this political environment where this administration is denying reproductive care to women across the country, from abortion rights to the ability to carry out a healthy pregnancy, I think it's important for us as leaders to have these conversations.
That is ABC's Karen Hua reporting on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her talking about some personal issues. And again, she's not ruling out. Some people say she is the future. Would you support Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? All right. Well, you can text it on that too. 781-837-4900 is the text line. All right, coming up, we'll have our Pet of the Week segment. That's next. But right now, let's get an update on traffic and weather on the 9s. We update it every 10 minutes in the morning. And let's see what's going on now on the highways. Northbound Expressway, busy East Milton up towards Southampton Street. Route 3 northbound, slowing near Union Street. Southbound is slow just at the Derby Street lane drop in Hingham. Not too bad at the Sagamore and Bourne. You got some company, but no major backups. 24 and 44 also in pretty good shape now. South Shore weather for today. We're going to have a blend of sun and clouds. Very warm. A high near 89 to 90. Lots of clouds tonight. A risk of a shower or thunder shower. A low 67. Tomorrow, sun. A few wispy clouds. A high near 87 for Tuesday. Wednesday, sun mixing with some afternoon clouds, less humid, a high near 85. Right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, the temperature 77 degrees at the weather station, WATD.
Plan a getaway and enjoy a long weekend exploring Plymouth. Go outside and whale watch, hike, walk along the ocean, and dine outdoors. At night, enjoy live music, theater, art shows, and ice cream under the stars. Begin your Friday night at the corner of Court and North from 4 to 6 and listen to live music at Sea Plymouth's Fridays on Shirley Square. Then head into a weekend of relaxed fun. Plan your Plymouth getaway on the Sea Plymouth app, brought to you by visitma.com.
One Stop Painting and Renovating.
For 40 years, both homeowners and businesses across the South Shore have trusted One Stop Painting to keep their properties looking their best. Whether you need interior or exterior painting, carpentry repairs, or professional house washing, One Stop Painting has you covered. We use both soft and high pressure washing techniques to safely clean everything from delicate siding and decks to walkways and commercial buildings. From a single room to an entire office complex, we proudly serve both residential and commercial customers with the quality, professionalism, and attention to detail that have made us the local favorites for 4 decades now. Thinking ahead, now's the perfect time to schedule your interior painting projects. Book your winter work early and ask about our winter discounts available on select interior projects. Don't wait until the schedule fills up. Call One Stop Painting today and discover why we've been the South Shore's trusted painting and property maintenance company for 40 years now.
Call us at 508-888-3500 or check us out online at onestoppainting.com.
One Stop Painting. One call does it all.
One Stop Painting and Renovating.
Hi, it's Jim Curran of the Wealth and Well-Being Show, brought to you by Cape Cod 5. Please join us tomorrow night from 6:15 to 7 on 95.9 WATD. By demystifying personal finance concepts, from building a budget to estate planning and everything in between, we'll give you the knowledge to start feeling more confident with your money, wherever you are in your financial journey. That's the Wealth and Well-Being Show, tomorrow night at 6:15 on 95.9 WATD and 95.9WATD.com.
Great job. Jim Curran does a great job. Hosts an amazing show, Wealth and Well-Being, sponsored by our friends at Cape Cod 5. All right, WATD Pet of the Week time on WATD, and we're going to get our photo of Pet of the Week up there. Oh, I think I still have Fan Expo up there. We'll get Pet of the Week up next for you. It's going to be Toast is our Pet of the Week, and Toast is currently with our friends at the Quincy Animal Shelter, the Quincy Animal Shelter right now, and we're going to get a photo right up there on WATD Radio on YouTube. And you'll be able to see a photo of Toast. We have Toast up. We do. Okay. So Toast is up there. And let's talk about Toast. We just got our Pet of the Week here. We got some information from the Quincy Animal Shelter. Don't have a whole lot yet to tell you about Toast, but Toast is currently with our friends at the Quincy Animal Shelter. So I'm going to tell you about Toast. First of all, I do want to let you know Pet of the Week is sponsored by our great friends at Family Pet and Garden Center. Shop local at Family Pet and Garden Center for all your pet, farm, your lawn and garden needs. Up on the hill on Route 53 in Pembroke, right by the Hanover Town Line. It's Family Pet and Garden Center on Route 53, and we thank you to Jim and Sandy Lynch and the Lynch family for sponsoring our Pet of the Week. We really appreciate that so much. So thank you, Family Pet and Garden Center. All right, so let's see. Pet of the Week is a dog this week. I mentioned Toast, and we've got the photo up there so you can check out Toast. And I will tell you that Toast is estimated in age to be around 4 years old. Toast is a stray that wasn't claimed. The Quincy Animal Shelter did get Toast neutered. Toast says, in her own words, if he could speak, I love people, maybe other dogs. I love to be with people first, and I'm still recovering from my neutering procedure. I'm super cute and would love to be your bestie from day one. Check out Toast. The adoption fee is about $3.75. The vet estimates Toast to be about 4 years old, but still acts like a puppy. The Quincy Animal Shelter is open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 11 to 4. That's 11 to 4 at the Quincy Animal Shelter, and you can find out more on their website, which we have a link to. That's quincyanimalshelter.org, quincyanimalshelter.org. And if you want to find out more about Toast, go to our webpage, 959watd.com, and check out Toast. Let's see. Yeah, so if you want to find out more, go to our webpage, 959watd.com, and click on Pet of the Week. Toast is our Pet of the Week from the Quincy Animal Shelter. Check out the photos up on the webpage, and if you're watching the YouTube live feed or you go back, WATD Radio on YouTube, you can certainly see a photo of Toast right up there as well. Pet of the Week is sponsored by Family Pet and Garden Center on Route 53 in Pembroke. Family Pet and Garden Center.
This July, Family Pet and Garden Center celebrated its 50th anniversary. That's 50 years of supplying the South Shore's gardens and homesteads with everything they need, season after season. And this season, Family Pet and Garden Center is celebrating the Big 5-0 with a 50% off sale on all annuals and perennials. Visit Family Pet and Garden Center today to shop the sale while supplies last. Head on into the spot that always keeps the South Shore coming back, and let Family Pet and Garden Center get you everything you need. Visit Family Pet and Garden Center today on Route 53 in Pembroke and online, familypetandgarden.com.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Doherty with MK10. Our mission is to promote suicide prevention and mental health awareness while honoring the memory of Michaela Kingman. Please join us on Saturday, August 22nd for the first MK10 Summerfest at the East Bridgewater Commercial Club. For more information, please visit our website, mk10fitness.com, or our Instagram page, mk10_fitness, for more information. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nancy Gaudet with Type 1 Families. We are a local nonprofit that supports caregivers and children with Type 1 diabetes. Type 1 Families is a finalist for the 2026 Red Sox Impact Grant, and your daily vote through August 14th can help us win $30,000. To cast your vote, visit type1families.org and click the Vote Now link. Thank you so much for your support.
Tune in every Sunday morning at 10:30 for Legally We Can Say That a part law, part everything else show hosted by Megan Gavin and Bose Levin of BCL Law. They spend all week arguing for their clients. On Sundays, they'll argue with each other while discussing different legal topics. And after 30 minutes, you'll know just enough to sound like a lawyer, but not enough to legally say that. It's Legally We Can Say That. Every Sunday morning at 10:30 on 95.9 WATD.
Boom. All right, coming around to 9:29. WATD traffic and weather. We update it every 10 minutes on the 9s. Taking a look at the ride this morning along the expressway northbound. We're slow from around East Milton heading up towards Columbia Road, Route 3 North. A little busy near Union Street. Southbound delays down at Derby Street. Then some company at the Cape Bridges, a little bit sluggish at times getting on and off, but no major issues. Route 24, 128, 44, 495, all okay. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Let's get the details now from meteorologist Josh Nichols. Dealing again with some heat, very hot and humid today, muggy. Let's get the details now from Josh.
Across Greater Boston, the Metro South and the South Shore, we're starting out with temperatures into the mid-60s here this morning. We've got another hot day waiting in the wings from hilltop to seashore. Look for an ample amount of sunshine. There will be a local sea breeze developing coming in out of the east-southeast. The high temperature away from our South Shore beaches, close to 90 degrees today, and it will feel hotter when you factor in the humidity. It'll be closer to the low 80s at our South Shore beaches, places like Nantasket and Duxbury. Coming up for tonight, there could be a few clouds early on, and then the sky should clear. The overnight low 65 to 70, sunny and hot for tomorrow. The high temperature in the upper 80s to near 90 with more of a westerly breeze. Mostly sunny for Wednesday with highs in the mid-80s, a little bit cooler at the coast. Showers return Thursday with top temps in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes for WATD. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thanks, Josh. And right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, we're at 78 degrees. The high tide just about right at high tide at 9:44 this morning. And then the tide will be going out. Low tide will be at 3:42 this afternoon. Currently 78 degrees in Marshfield, headed for the upper 80s to near 90.
It's John Shea here with Almost Famous Radio, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England every Tuesday night 8 till 10, brought to you by Tiny & Sons Glass. Coming up this Tuesday night, another full show in store for you, tons of new music and upcoming show dates to pass along, and I'll be joined on the tiny stage by singer-songwriter Matt Bishop. That's Almost Famous this Tuesday night, 8 till 10, 95.9 WATD and 95.9WATD.com.
.9 WATD, the South Shore's Morning News. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Coming to you from the WATD Coastal Heritage Bank studios. Thank you, Coastal Heritage Bank, for sponsoring the studio. Coastal Heritage Bank, community focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF. Coastal Heritage Bank. And of course, you can check out the Coastal Heritage Bank studios up on the YouTube feed, WATD Radio on YouTube. Well, Lindsay Clancy trial now in week 3, and the defense attorney Kevin Reddington is set for his cross-examination of Dr. Jennifer Tufts, the doctor that talked to and saw Lindsay Clancy the day before the murders took place. So we'll be following that, and we'll have more from the WATD News team on that, coming to you from Plymouth Superior Court. And again, that's the defense attorney Kevin Reddington, his cross of Dr. Jennifer Tufts, who treated Lindsay right up to that day before the murders. And I guess it was September 2022 until, again, January 23rd, 2023. And we'll have more on that with our WATD News team throughout the day, so listen for updates, and we'll have more in the WATD midday report at noon, and of course in the afternoon at 4, 5, and 6. Text line is available for you. If you want to connect into the show, you can do that by texting into the show at 781-837-4900. We always enjoy hearing from you on the text line. You can connect in, let us know what's going on. If you have anything that you want to pass along to us, feel free to do that, whether it be a traffic issue or a news tip as well. 781-837-4900. That's our WATD text line. And thank you again to our great texts in this morning from Paul and Matt and Chuck and Denny and Brian. And Gray Wolf checking in as well. Good morning, Gray Wolf. Good to hear from you as well. Gray Wolf says good morning. Back at it at WATD's listening, and he's back at it again. And thank you, Gray Wolf from Kingston, 781-837-4900. All right, this story is about, I guess they found a very, very, very old bottle of Guinness, right? This is divers finding a 162-year-old bottle of Guinness in a shipwreck. So let's hear more about that now. And this is from ABC. And this is the report as we check in with ABC's Brad Milkey on the very, very old bottle of Guinness.
Like I said earlier, I was just in the British Isles, and regardless of what pub you're at there, there's something about those Guinness drinkers, right? I'm not really a stout drinker myself, but they will swear by it. It's all they're interested in. They'll tell you the taste is timeless. Well, we might soon be able to put that timelessness to the test. Recently, a team of researchers came forward with a new claim that on a dive earlier this year in the English Channel, they discovered a shipwreck, the 1864 remains of a ship called the Mindoro. More important to the drinkers out there, though, is what they came up to the surface with. A bottle from the Mindoro stamped with the words Guinness, Extra Stout, London. While Guinness is famously from Ireland, going back to the 18th century, there is evidence that in the mid-19th century, some Guinness was in fact brewed in London, which raises the question, what does a 162-year-old bottle of Guinness taste like? Funny enough, we might be able to find out. See, if you left a bottle of beer on the side of the road for 162 years, well, that would be ruined. Sunlight, heat, all of those conspire to accelerate chemical reactions that make beer go sour and stale. The bottom of the sea, though, scientists say, well, that's like nature's perfect refrigerator. If seawater hasn't penetrated the seal, it's likely still good enough to drink, if slightly funky. But even if this bottle of Guinness, or the perhaps other cases down there, are undrinkable, scientists might still be able to recreate the recipe. That is because yeast, just like humans, just like other organisms, has DNA. Similar to modern ancestry services, scientists can see if that DNA from back then is similar to other modern strains of yeast, and using a bacterial family tree can reverse engineer the beer. Will it taste good? The lead researcher says probably not. He's never particularly liked Guinness.
ABC's Brad Milkey, 9:36 now on the South Shore's Morning News. 95.9 WATD, a couple of other stories to get to, and then we will have our traffic and weather update. And John Shea will be checking in as well, as we will be hearing from John with today's local artist. And I think John will be back from his weeks of vacation. He'll have his live show, I think, tomorrow night from 8 to 10 on WATD. Well, we did mention that when it comes to attack ads, we can go back to Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson, back to the presidential campaign of 1796. Attack ads have always been a fixture of American politics. But 230 years later, ABC's Jim Ryan says candidates and their supporters have tools that Hamilton and Jefferson never even dreamed of. Let's hear more now from ABC's Jim Ryan about some of the AI and deep fakes we have to watch out for when it comes to politics.
In one, Republican Ken Paxton is seen driving a convertible with two mistresses as passengers. In another ad, his Democratic opponent, James Tallarico, is depicted in a dress singing about transgender rights.
Boys in white dresses with blue satin sashes.
Texas is one of 29 states with laws against AI-generated political ads, but here the ban applies only within 30 days of an election. Jim Ryan, ABC News in Dallas-Fort Worth.
All right, so there you go again. Deep fake campaign ads, and let the voter beware. Thank you so much. That's ABC's Jim Ryan reporting. And we also have this story here about, this was about, it was a sad story about a family tragedy. This was not far from the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, did you see some of the images? New details on a boating tragedy in New York's harbor that killed a young mother and her 5-month-old daughter. Here's ABC's Hannah Battah.
The 911 call came in just before 10:30 Saturday night. A 22-foot pleasure boat carrying 14 people had capsized near the Statue of Liberty.
Rescue boats are now on site. They're saying the baby might be underneath the boat.
12 people survived, but 27-year-old Sarah Sanchez and her baby did not.
That is ABC's Hannah Battah reporting.
Sanchez's husband, Andres Garcia, survived. His employer tells our New York station the couple was on that boat celebrating a friend's birthday. Their 6-year-old son was home with a babysitter. An online fundraising site set up by Garcia's colleagues says the young father must now find the strength to move forward and be there for their son.
And of course, they are looking into the boat, and were they supposed to carry passengers, and did they have the necessary equipment and credentials?
The Coast Guard is investigating whether the boat was an illegal charter carrying paying passengers without the required credentials or safety equipment. The boat's operator has not publicly responded to the charges.
It is ABC's Hannah Battah reporting. It is 9:39. Back out to the roads, WATD's traffic and weather on the 9s, and the ride on Route 3 northbound. Got some slowdowns near Union Street, southbound, a little slow at Derby, then some pockets at the Sagamore and Bourne, occasionally slowing down there. 24 and 128 are fine. And the expressway is still slow from Granite Ave up towards Andrews Square. And now we're getting reports of a vehicle fire coming in Mansfield, 95 south after 495. South Shore weather. A mix of sun and clouds headed up for 89. And then this evening, lots of clouds. There is a risk for a shower, a thunder shower. A low 67. Tomorrow, sun, a few wispy clouds, 87. Wednesday, sun mixing with some afternoon clouds, less humid, a high near 85. Right now, 78 degrees in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD. All right, it's time now for our local artist segment. This is when John Shea highlights a local group or musician for us. And we're going to find out who he has for us today, right now. John.
Thank you. The Monday local artist of the day is the Local Waves. The Local Waves is a South Shore duo consisting of John DeBellis and Adam Freites. You can catch them all over the area by following the Local Waves on Instagram. They just dropped a new single you can find on all streaming platforms. It's called Slow Down from the Local Waves. Your local artist of the day, 95.9 WATD.
Free, but that got me thinking there might be some more if I took a step back. Well, I might open doors, so I gave it a try, and much to my surprise, I saw life more clear when the blind shed sunrise. So day after day, I said, now take it all in. If you're moving too fast, you're committing a sin. So slow down. I know that we know how this life can be too loud. I want to make it last. Well, I've been thinking about these days and working through the night, but I need to slow things down, but I need to keep it right. There's no sense in complaining if things they move too fast, but if we take our time then we could really make it last. So I keep living living for the moment, but I try to take my time. Every now and then I have to stop and hit rewind. Get back to the basics, put some things on hold. Let the music clear my mind, it tends to help my soul to slow down. I know that we know how this life can be too loud when we move too fast. I want to make it last. Slow down. I know that we know how this life can bring us down when we move too fast. I want to make it last. Pump the brakes, bring me back to the days where we would laugh. All because time stood still. To this day, it's in our will. I never go too far ahead. I take it slow for you instead. I hope you do the same for me. In good time, you will see. Slow down. I know that we know how this life can be too loud when we move too fast. I want to make it last. Slow down. I know that we know how this life can bring us down when we move too fast. I want to make it last. I want to make it last. I want to make it last. I want to make it last.
That's our local artist. It's called Local Waves and Slow Down. Our local artist. We do it every morning at this time on 95.9 WATD. All right, the time now is 9:44 on the South Shores Morning News. I'm Rob Hakala. Larry Nelson will be in for the vacationing Audrey Constant. She's got a couple more days off. She's going to be using up, so she's enjoying these few days. She'll be back with you on Wednesday in the midday chair. Larry will be in at 10. Text line available for you, 781-837-4900. If you want to chime in on any of the topics, feel free to do that, 781-837-4900. All right, let's take a look, we should say, at some events in history. Today is the 10th of August. 10th of August today in history. And a day, 1945, a day after the atomic bombing of Nagasaki, the second atomic bomb, Imperial Japan conveyed its willingness to surrender, provided the status of the emperor. Hirohito remained unchanged. The Allies responded the next day, saying they would determine the empire's future status, which, of course, they would allow him to remain in power. But no longer divine. 1945. Let's see, 1977, postal employee David Berkowitz was arrested in Yonkers, New York, accused of being son of Sam, the gunman who killed 6 people and wounded 7 others in the New York City area. Berkowitz pleaded guilty to second-degree murder charges and was sentenced to 6 consecutive life terms in prison. 1988, President Ronald Reagan signed a measure providing $20,000 payments to still living Japanese Americans who were interned by the U.S. government during World War II. 1993, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was sworn in as the second female justice on the U.S. Supreme Court, serving until her death in September 2020. And it was this date, 2018, and a very strange story, but true. A sad one as well, though. Richard Russell, a 29-year-old airline ground agent, stole a commercial plane from SeaTac International Airport near Seattle. He flew for, it was a Horizon Air Bombardier Dash 8 Q400 plane, and he flew it for more than 75 minutes, performing dangerous stunts while being chased by military jets before eventually running out of fuel and crashing into a remote island in Puget Sound where he died. And he didn't have any experience in terms of, he shouldn't have been able even to take off, but he watched and learned in a with video games and simulating how to take off a plane, and he did moves that no one even thought you could do in that kind of plane. And unfortunately, he just didn't have enough experience to land it. He was sadly depressed as well, so he took the plane. No one else was on it. He was able to get it. He was a groundsman. He had access to the runway. And again, they went over their security procedures. But again, when you're moving a plane or whatever, he kind of just hopped in and took it off and flew it in the sky.
Clear to Portland, Seattle 6 is filed up to 7017.
For this show, 416 right south, 531.
Started up and get it to go. A couple hours, I guess. But, yeah, I wouldn't know how to land it. I wasn't really planning on landing it.
Wasn't really planning on landing it.
99 via Bravo over to Mansfield, the opposite sent off.
No, it's how to fly one of those aircraft, but we'll see what we can do and get you in contact with somebody.
Yeah.
Alrighty, yeah, I just kind of want to do a couple maneuvers, see what it can do before I put her down,
Yeah, that was today in 2018. All right, there you go. There's some events in history here on this 10th of August. All right, it is traffic and weather time now. Then we'll get to any final thoughts that you have on the text line, 781-837-4900. We'll also get a preview as to what's coming up on Monday Night Talk, entertainment report as well. But right now, traffic and weather. On the 9s, vehicle fire fully engulfed 95 South in Mansfield. This is 95 South. It's taking out the two right lanes after 495 in Mansfield. That's going to jam things up, and it's going to jam up that interchange with 495. Trying to go to 95 South. 24 is okay. Route 3, not too bad along the South Shore. Southbound a little slow at the Sagamore. 25 East a little slow at the Bourne. And the expressway is busy from around in between Granite and Neponset now as you make your way up towards Andrews Square. The drive time, Braintree to Boston, is about 18 minutes. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. And we check in with meteorologist Josh Nichols with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather.
Another hot day from hilltop to seashore here for all of Greater Boston, the Metro South and the South Shore. There will be local sea breezes, however, that will provide some heat relief at our South Shore beaches, places like Nantasket and Duxbury Beach. Temperatures there will be into the low 80s for highs. In the meantime, inland, places like Milton and Easton, all close to 90 with an ample amount of sunshine for all. And again, the breeze will be coming in out of the east-southeast right along the immediate coast. For tonight, the clouds will be mixed with some starlight. The overnight low temperature 65 to 70. Sunny and hot for tomorrow. Your high in the upper 80s to near 90. Mostly sunny for Wednesday. Your top temp in the mid-80s. And showers return on Thursday with highs in the mid-80s. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thanks, Josh. And right now, outside our studio, 78 degrees at the weather station, WATD. I want to talk to you about the Plymouth Project Art Series and another great Wednesday concert. So grab your blanket, join Project Arts at Plymouth for their 29th season of free summer concerts. They do it on Wednesday evenings, 6:30 to 9 on the historic Plymouth waterfront. Stop by this Wednesday night for a swingin' affair featuring Donnie Norton and special guest Sherry Malone, plus enjoy bites from local food trucks and family-friendly activities right by the water. Bring a lawn chair, a blanket, and an appetite for great music. They do it every Wednesday night at the bandstand in the DCR Pilgrim Memorial State Park near Plymouth Rock, 6:30 to 9. Learn all about the Project Art Series online at projectarts.com. That's projectarts.com.
That'll be $84.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code ACT5 to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code ACT5 to get a $5 bonus. Remember, use promo code ACT5.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Doherty with MK10. Our mission is to promote suicide prevention and mental health awareness while honoring the memory of Michaela Kingman. Please join us on Saturday, August 22nd for the first MK10 Summerfest at the East Bridgewater Commercial Club. For more information, please visit our website, mk10fitness.com, or our Instagram page, mk10_fitness, for more information. Thank you.
ABC Entertainment News.
What is happening to me?
Spider-Man still dominating box offices around the world 2 weeks after its release. It's now the 12th highest grossing movie ever worldwide, with $1.67 billion in ticket sales.
No one could stand between me and home.
Meanwhile, The Audacy became director Christopher Nolan's highest grossing movie ever, with $1.1 billion.
How is anyone supposed to find something real on a night like tonight?
Hitting theaters over the weekend, One Night Only. The romantic comedy starring Callum Turner and Monica Barbaro debuted to $5.7 million at the box office. And Barbie is honoring Whitney Houston with a signature collector doll. The doll comes with the iconic singer's dress from the I Wanna Dance with Somebody music video and a mic stand. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
It's a Monday Night Talk with Kevin Tachi. Make sure you tune in tonight. Kevin's got a full show for you from 6:15 until 8 o'clock on the program tonight. The State House Report. State Senator Dylan Fernandez talking about changes to tourism, money secured for Plymouth, and other news involving the district. Paul Venito, Paulie's Push, an amazing man, retired United Airlines flight attendant. Paul Venito has pushed an airline beverage cart more than 750 miles since 2020. And he follows routes symbolizing the flight paths of the 4 aircraft hijacked on September 11, 2001. He wants people along the route to join him. And best-selling author Casey Sherman. That and more, Monday Night Talk, 6:15 until 8 with Kevin Tachi on WATD. All right, let's see here. A couple of other things we got to wrap up. Oh, Pete from Hingham. Okay, he's got a question. I don't know the answer. Who is the first winning as coach in the NBA? Pete, what do you mean? Who has the most wins, or the first? Yeah, Pete, send me more. We'll see if we can help you out with that question. Gray Wolf, thank you for checking in. Paul from Hanson, our great road reporter, thank you. Matt and Denny both checking in on the birthday today, sharing their Jethro Tull memories with us today. As yes, if you're a fan of Jethro Tull, Ian Anderson is 79 years old. Matt saw Jethro Tull play at the Cape Cod Coliseum. He said, back when I was going to college, probably 1977, the Doobie Brothers were the opening act. They played jazz music in the mid to late 60s. Everyone knows all of their famous songs. The album that came out in the late 70s, Songs from the Wood, was an obscure album, but really had great music on it. You actually could play that stuff on WATD. The title song was excellent, as was Skating Away on the Thin Ice of a New Day. Wow, cool stuff. He says, read more about where Ian Anderson got the idea to name the band Jethro Tull. I'll have to look that. I don't know the story. I'm not as big a fan. Danny was very excited. He was excited about Jethro Tull, to have a Jethro Tull birthday. Ian Anderson on the birthday list today. So thank you, Denny. And he says, yeah, Songs from the Wood, a fantastic album, but they're still not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I have his entire catalog. All solo albums are really good too. He says, I think you have songs in the database. I don't know about that. Let's see, Jethro. I can't imagine that it would be in here, but no, I don't see it right now. But thank you, Denny. Road reporter Chuck, thank you for your reports. Brian from Marshfield, thank you for texting in as well. On this 10th day of August, thanks again for letting me indulge in my Star Trek nerdism. I went to the Fan Expo over the weekend. Yes, there is on YouTube. You can see the Ghostbusters vehicle. What is it? The Ecto? Is that what you call it? The Ecto 1? All right. So anyway, the Ectomobile. Okay, the Ectomobile, Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters. They had that there. That was a lot of fun. And a lot of other good stuff as well at the Fan Expo. It was it was a good day, and that was over the weekend. So thank you for letting me indulge in that as well, and enjoying my time to see Jonathan Frakes, Commander Riker, and sharing my stories. He played Commander Riker on Star Trek The Next Generation. So there you go. That was a lot of fun. Good event in town over the weekend. Also, good pool time with the family over the weekend. It was good. My wife and I had, my sister over, which was great. Bringing over my niece and nephew. So that was fun. I can't believe little Kellen, who Kellen and Mallory, growing up with them. Kellen is going into the 9th. He's going into high school now. This is a big change. He's left middle school and is going into high school. So this is a big deal. So I'm trying to get him to maybe come in before the end of the summer. And he loves sports, so maybe he'll do some of his sports topics with us, as he's excited about the Red Sox. And he's got some thoughts about the Patriots. So I figured we'd get him in here before the end of the summer. So I'll work that out with my sister, and we'll see if we can get him in here. Also, today is do you like s'mores? Today is National S'mores Day. Yes, marshmallow, you got the graham cracker, you got the chocolate. Usually people like a little Hershey's piece of chocolate in there. The toasted marshmallow chocolate, graham cracker. It's kind of a summer staple, right? Camping, making s'mores. I remember, it's become very popular. There's s'mores ice cream now. There's s'mores Pop-Tarts. And so the s'mores started to become popular in the early 20th century. In the mid-1920s, records of Girl Scouts preparing some s'mores using the modern recipe. Some s'mores, they call them, and the contraction would be s'more, arising by the 1930s. And the more elaborate versions of s'mores came about in the 1990s. And s'mores are popular in the United States and Canada, where they're regarded as nostalgic. So I remember just the story is we went camping with my grandparents, Grammy and Grandpa Hakala, and we'd go up to the covered bridge, and you think like you're making s'mores as a kid, and because there were 3 boys, my dad and his 2 brothers, Bruce and David, and then Bob. The 3 boys, they made a mess so much with the s'mores that Grammy Hakala said we could never make them again because of what my dad and my uncles did, getting the sticky, gooey substance all over the campground, and my grandmother having to walk through it. So she said, no s'mores. So I couldn't make it with my grandparents when I went camping. No s'mores. But if you love s'mores, enjoy one today. National S'mores Day. Larry's up next. Midday show.
That's all she wrote.
There he goes. He's coming in now. Bye-bye. Hi, Larry.
She left the gloom hanging round my front door.
The South Shore's breaking news, weather, and traffic station.
95.9 WA.